Almeza comes through lower and ends you from the side.
It's like having a fight with a moth.
Oh, yeah. I hate moths. I can deal with wasps quite well, though.
Yeah, that is true. You've had your fair share of encounters with wasps.
Yeah. They deserve it. That one that stung me whilst on a roller coaster.
At the height of the roller coaster loop.
Yeah.
Straight stung by a wasp. XE power. Forze wasp on the move as he stings Yekindar. A nice amount of damage. Good peek though from Sanji. That was smart. Get the elevated angle. Peer into pit. Punish face crack with a single bullet. Domes him. Now repositions. We're still left into a 4 versus 4 in the battle of attrition. 50 seconds left on the clock. The time's still in favour. They've got a bit of short control. And Adren's lurking towards lower tunnels right now. Flit, not believing this is going to be an A play, rotates back round towards B. Utility is cast out on A. XE power needs to keep this up. He's hitting some heavy shots and he's slowing down the course of the round massively.
He smoked himself off. I guess I understand it in the sense that somebody might be getting like pushed close corner, but I don't know. It still feels a bit weird. They're very ready for this lurkout mid behind them. The bomb has been planted though. A good 30 seconds still left on that. Jerry has a Molotov, so he can Molotov short if he gets his utility. Out. I'm trying to get the words out. That's the Molotov thrown though.
Sanji. What? From the angle as he swings wide, he's not going to be able to stun them. Instead, it's up to his teammates, but surely he can just hold it. Ben, he doesn't know the angles, he doesn't know where they are. As they reveal themselves at this point, he could have fully defused the bomb, but it won't matter, he's still hitting the shots. Almeza, that was disgusting. Jumps up for the second. Hit the hard one, but couldn't shut it down on Adren to close the round down. Didn't know where they were, didn't fully commit the defuse. 4 rounds to open up the game for Forza. Now there's been 4 on the spin for VP as well. And the game begins anew. Both sides now neck and neck as the scoreline hangs in the balance. The difference is, though, the firepower favours the T's. It's much better than what Forza are able to bring out here. XE Power is the only one that's really going to be proving a point in this round with the AWP, and he needs to. He has to go big.
I can't believe that that actually just all relied on the fact that there was no kit. Like, VP lose the round if there's a kit. Really unfortunate from Forza's point of view, I guess, but also at the same time, VP risking it all for no reason is what I'm going to take from that one. I'd like to see Forza not peak that C-spawn angle, but they did just as Adren actually moved away, so it's fine. Let's see, though. The AWP will actually arrive here in time, I think. Is there going to be any lurk towards short? Okay, Yakuda's like holding or checking it at the least. That's an easy kill as well. Okay, that's actually really, really big.
Yeah, there was like no resistance on that as well.
Oh, Almeza, he's on 1 HP. He's dodged the Molotov.
He's also pushed up to grab the AK. He can pass that back to a teammate if he can get there in time, but the issue is he might not have time to. When he peaks so low, and it's still a headshot from Sanji. There's an awful lot of damage to punish them. They're running away, scarpering towards CT, trying to cheese it to survive. XE Power, oh, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away and live on this one. He went for the peak, realizing it was basically do or die. And he chose the latter option. AK bullet to the brain, scalped. 5th round for VP. It will go 5-4 now.
5-4, but the buy's coming through from Forza. XE Power still has another AWP. I don't know where he's getting the funds for this. He just keeps pulling out of his pocket, though.
He's been saving up his pocket money, Ben. Leave him alone.
As long as he makes use of it, you know? That's the main thing.
Invest it into something.
You know?
Don't spend it on those like little aliens that you can throw at the walls and they stick there.
I remember getting 3 of those stuck on my ceiling when I was younger. But not like, you know, the ceiling isn't going up the stairs towards my room now. I got them on that top ceiling, the one that you can't actually get back up.
I'm surprised they're not still there.
Yeah, they dropped after a few years, which is kind of grim to think about. They just stayed up there for ages.
Till the stickiness ran out. Right now, though, Forza are certainly in a sticky situation as VP have been able to win the 5 previous rounds on the spin. Molotov going out towards middle early. There is a fight on long as well. Face crack, the tenant of Longhouse. He goes aggro, pushes out against Sanji and is able to pick up the opening kill. XE Power, tagged heavily by the nade, drops back towards CT. And there's no one there to actually contest a site. They've had to give it to them for free. Face crack was going to swing, but it's not worth it. He just has to back off.
So many CTs. So many of them mid to B. Duran, I was going to say, if he gets one, I'll be amazed. Yakunda wants to take this fight, though. This is kind of crazy to do. But yeah, that's curious.
It's not the ideal play. This is a bit better, though. They've actually been able to re-establish short control as they push in with the smoke. Kicker.
There's no kit.
He just walked straight past. They bypassed him in the smoke bed. Oh my god, they're going on to win the round. With the way they're playing it right now, is James shutting them all down with the AWP. Doesn't have the upper hand in that encounter, though. Over XE Power. It's all on Kicker. There's no real time. It's done. It's very costly.
I'm not sure which player it was that died first on short just then, who tried to bypass the smoke and catch the player off guard. But he's the one that had the kit. And that kind of threw away that 2v5 completely, because then we saw time was running out. Only one player was long. He's trying to advance as fast as he can. Exibar, he was low SCT. He's trying to move as fast as he can as well. Pause coming through. This is a tactical one, though. On the side of Forze, safe to assume, right? They've lost 6 rounds on the spin now.
Yeah, surely. After that, especially with the buys they've been going in for, just slow it down, talk about it.
Yeah, so on the basis of things as well, we've got now 7-3 is the opening kill advantage of Forza. They also have the multi-kill advantage as well, 11-8. Oh, 13-8 even, actually. There's 10 multi-kill rounds found from just Exibar and Almeza right now as well. Like, they've got 5 each, which isn't surprising. I mean, Exibar, the first 3 rounds, I think he was like 8-0, 7-0. He was running it. The Molotov missing baited Adran into actually peeking into the grenade. Bit unlucky.
It's not fantastic. This is more of a return to normality for VP as well. They were just going for that slow default. Split and pick, basically. But they just slowly spread out and gain map control. Classic smoke towards middle. Gets James up on short without vision being granted to XE Power. But XE Power, he's peeking into this. It depends if James ready for the face. He was holding the angle. You can feel the hair starting to stand up on the back of his neck, but he doesn't swing wide. And won't give James an opportunity. Oh.
You could feel it coming, couldn't you?
Yeah, he was holding the cross for so long, it felt like he had to get something out of it, but it certainly won't be a kill onto kick up.
So I'm curious, I'm trying to think, do they actually go for a B play here, the VP side of things? You've got 2 smokes. So you can go for those mid to B smokes and try and split it. And the same could be said for an A attack, right? Looking like it's going to be those mid to B smokes. 25 seconds, they're only just going through mid to B now. XE Power, he'll have to blindly shoot through that smoke toward mid to B. Oh,
that's a knife.
Stab.
Yep. Little love tap on the way in. Oh, flit. Peeking from the window. Does damage onto the first, but the response with the AKs is to absolutely annihilate each and every one of them. They clear out the site.
Oh, Yakunda.
His angle's fantastic. He's ready for it as well in the swing, but he'll only be able to get the first. There's a trade back from Face Crack. Sanji was hoping they'd come out through middle, but they don't go barreling through the doors. Instead, they head into the tunnels. XE Power walks out though, and with the AWP pre-scoped, ready for it. Couldn't clear the angle in time. Beheaded. It hangs all on Face Crack, who gets his face smashed in, left with a Chelsea smile off a kicker. 7 rounds now, Ben. One after another. VP, they had enough. They are proving that. A big 7-round streak. The answer from Forza? Go for a double AWP setup.
I like it. It's a nice little change to go for. They're basically hero AWPs right now as well, in the sense that those 2 have bought, the rest have not. Let's see, though, they need to get some rounds on the board, because VP, it was their CT side that actually was the better side, if I'm perfectly honest, in the matchups we've seen from them on Dust 2. So they started off quite strong, Forza, 4 rounds in a row to start the game off. Nice little cross being shown by Sanji. Let's see then. So Flet, he'll probably end up rotating into B soon enough, as time whittles down. But instead, it's actually the opposite. Almeza's the one that's come to him. I think they're just going to save if this B take comes through, which it will. Window's not Molotov yet, but it does come through. No kill found. That's got to be a save.
Yeah, surely at that point, after you've gone for the second shot and not got anything for the return on the investment, just get out of there. You fully commit to that again. You'd be so lucky if they gave you another chance to get away with the AWP. Also, getting the AK pick up onto face crack is just a bonus. Completely save these weapons. They're going for the fight once again, though. We've seen this before, but I don't think history is going to repeat itself in the same sense it did last time. Before, James gave them a free AWP. Hickert fell. This time he's holding. He's actually playing quite aggressive as well, pushing closer towards the angle. The face crack can't see him over the ledge. He'd have to fully push up and reveal his head.
He's baiting for Exiper. Exiper's holding this angle, like the actual headshot peak, from deeper, like further back. There's no reason why Kicker should actually go for the peak, but you know he will. Come on. Oh, you see him moving up, it's like, maybe not. It's just like falls off right at the last few seconds.
Right, it was just a bit of kick out time.
Yeah, double up is saved, AK saved as well. So good buy coming through. But, you know, we've said that quite a few times on the Forza side of things. They need to get rounds. Just having the good buy doesn't win you the round. You need to do something with it.
The call has been made to do this. Stack B. Get all the bouncers there and deny entry to anyone. Big mortar strike going out. Sanji hit by the full force of that aerial attack. Nades detonating around him, dropping him down to 56 HP. Jerry, he would have been slightly further to the right. He would have taken a bullet to the brain, but luckily instead, they'll just whiz straight by. Spike is adrenaline for the rest of the round.
A bit of interesting. He's already used his smoke as well, so it'll be like, what, 55 seconds? Long will have no smoke left, no molly, nothing to delay. Exibar finding contact towards mid there. But look at Yekindar though, he's very willing to try and actually sneak in. I was going to say, you can see a lot of angles from this smoke. I think he thought Flit dropped then.
It dissipates. He was standing inside it. Would have gotten a little bit of extra vision there on the timing, but he backs off, just still playing towards front tunnels for now. We're starting to see the rotation come around from the T's as well, but it does seem like B site is going to be the play.
And the issue is, Flit, he's playing it so defensive. He'll get a kill here. Further contact is acquired, but those Molotovs have all missed. They've all landed beneath him.
It's still allowing him to go for face after face, but he's not getting anything from it. Instead, it's the T's that are doing the damage, tackling the defensive boys. It's not a tenacious defense this time. It's got to be a save.
Like, oh, hang on. This might make it a bit interesting, I guess, but realistically, you've got to be saving.
The risk they run of losing this round is going to hurt them so much more. They do flash over, but it won't really do anything to blind them. That one's a bit cheekier, but the readjustment from James obviously completely negates it. They peek. And it just wasn't worth it. They threw away all their guns. They can rebuy, but Jerry's low on cash. All of that for the double AWP save they could have pulled off and then kept it moving. Instead, they went for the full attack back into it. It goes 9-4. And towards the end of the half, I don't even know if we're going to see Forza get another round their CT side now. Flit?
That's something, isn't it?
He had the AWP again. They went for another double AWP buy. He just runs up mid like a lunatic.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to think about that one. I guess trying to catch them off guard with some peculiar movements, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. So there was a round we praised from them, round 4, I believe it was, right?
Yeah.
Where Forza, they're 2 on B, both rifles, and one player got 2 kills, Flit got the 3, and they held it down beautifully, right? Yeah, for whatever reason. The last, like, 4 rounds, they've decided to not play B. And it's been, you know, costing them kills, and now we're just seeing them over and over again. Each player on Forza is just trying to take a pick. And it's not really working out. James just holding with an AWP, he just kills them. It's free.
Well, it's just standard T-side does too when you've got an AWP like James, right? He holds towards T-spawn. You're peeking into him with no trade potential, no utility to get you in either. You're not going to find those kills. Almeiza's grabbed the AWP. Watching from car, but the flashbang will knock him off the angle. Jerry's there to assist as well. But the nade rolls in. At least slows them down. They cross back towards the site. Jerry peeks up. Finds the opening kill. Yekindar's position is poised for success, however. James still tagged on the cross. They know he's there. They've had the read. But Yekindar, it all falls back onto this man. They're coming out through middle. They go in. So fragmented. Almeiza tagged, left on 16 HP with just a dream to try and take the round and get it at least closer towards the half. Finally shut down the win streak from VP. James, he misses the shot. After all the ones he's hit, it won't matter as he can get the follow-up with the P250 punish, take him down with a pistol. But that could have been awkward. Luckily, James time springs into action. It will go 10-4.
Auto snipers.
Here we go.
We've got 2 autos. Oh, only one
Just
of them is 2 abort. Yeah, 2 abort. Look at the damage though. That's actually really, really good. We saw them yesterday, didn't we? There was like one round it was 33 damage, even though there was like 4. And then the other one was 33 on 2 players. Oh, Yakindar. I can't be thinking he gets more than that. Trade is there at least. Jerry, you're being a bit bold staying around here.
He's peeking in as well. He's just going for it. And the smoke's gone. James should get vision first. But Adren pushes out and has to do the work for him. Getting the frag. Adren. Hello. He's certainly pumped up now. That Fire Serpent spewing sick bars against everyone. And XC Power's the only man that remains. This is it. It would have to be a 1 versus 4 to get a 5th round on the board for Forza. But it's looking like it is going to be that ace the 11th for Virtus.pro. James, with the flick down with the scope in the end, overpowers him. Quite a fitting end to the half there. 11-4, Ben. The only 4 rounds they won were those opening 4 on the spin. After that, there's been nothing.
Kind of bizarre, really. Because those 4 rounds, like, the first 3, they were awfully composed. It was like, okay, you know, we're in a good spot. We're retaking this really nicely. We're getting the rounds to the board. The 4th round as well, it was a case of we finally broke the money. And then it was that 5th round, wasn't it? The one with the half buy, it was just the Eagle's armor. And that's the one that they lost. And look at this, it's just a B rush. There's not even grenades supporting it. They're just taking the fights and it's actually working.
Oh, they're just charging in. They're jumping around, up and down. What is going on? As they've been able to just evade all of these bullets by bouncing in the air. It's such a good time for them into the round. Surely this is the pistol. Sanji holding to lower. Nice angle. Good shot. Great composure. Keeps the ball rolling as well. He's doing more. Picking heads off. And you can see James. He started his sprint. James time has been cancelled. I think they're just going to play for the exits on this one. They could afford to get aggressive. It seemed like they were willing to risk it initially, but back on the hold now.
I was trying to think. I couldn't see a kit through the wall. Like, normally they glow, right?
I don't think there was one bought, no.
Yeah. James looking to get some more money. Somebody should assist him here. But doesn't decide to. Instead, he loses his 100 armor by staying close enough to the bomb.
Yeah, just within range. So that makes it a bit more expensive to get it back out. Otherwise, it would have been absolutely cheap as chips. The Forza, they finally get around, but it took losing 11 on the spin and getting onto another pistol to be able to do so. Buy-wise, they've got a Scout on XC Power towards middle, 2 AKs and 2 SMGs. And Jerry, my god, he could be overwhelmed here. Everyone is charging out. They're all fighting from long. Lots of damage done. Face crack getting 2 with the AK as he begins to slaughter them, harshing their mellow. The SMGs come out for the final 2 killing blows. 2 on the MP5 and 1 on Flit with a Mac Daddy.
So the question is, do Forza win the opening 4 rounds and then lose the rest? Or what? How does this work? Imagine a circumstance where we see Forza win the next 10 in a row, so that feed at the top will actually just be 4 blue and then just, what, 22? Something like that, 23? Like, yellow wins in a row? Interesting. Look at this, though. I do like the fast, aggressive stuff down mid, especially when you know there might not be an AWP on that side of the map. Oh. I was going to say, how does he not die there?
So, they're in B. The majority of fights have been going down towards middle here, though. So there is a pile of corpses all over the gap. They can upgrade back towards these AKs, get out the Kalashnikovs. Spam coming through. Almazer will chuck a nade. That was nearly brilliant. That actually bounced quite far back and would have done a little bit of splash damage. He peeks with it. And they've cleared outside towards window. So he can play outside here. Has a better angle to deal with tunnels. And they are just saving after that.
No kit. The lack of a kit has actually been a major issue in these CT rounds, hasn't it? Thinking about it.
Well, they're keeping it close on the trades, but obviously they just don't have the time.
The only time they have is James time, as they call it, right? James holding this mid cross as well. Try and make it as costly as possible. But that felt like a bit of a read in some sense, right? Where Forza, they know VP, they do go for 4 towards long quite often. Let's just go down mid. If you see nobody cross or just like the one smoke and then no AWP presence, that means there's only one player there. If you get that one kill, we should win the round. This is a tactical pause though. I'm going to assume on the side of VP. Feels about right. Essentially, to talk about what they want to do with the 3 saved weapons. But what do you do with the 3 saves? So you've got 2 M4s and an AWP. Like, I wouldn't say you buy around it, because those 3 guns alone can actually just win the round for you, so long as the pistols play around them in a way, right? You can bait for them, get the information for them, like that sort of thing.
Playing past the parcel with that M4 right now. They did give it to Adren, but I think they're debating what they want to do. So Deagle's been dropped over to Adren. He'll go for the armor buy. All right, nice. This is actually pretty good.
Let's see then. James is actually just in CT. Straight up.
It's the same play we saw before from Facecrack. James, he's bold. He pushes straight through the smoke this time and hits him with a stone cold stunner to take down Facecrack. Has to run away, as there's a gap in the smoke as well. Didn't want to get shot on the side. Almeza, he's on his own this time towards long. And that is not a fight you want to take. You'd be vastly outnumbered. Instead, he backs off. Yekindar falls towards middle as Jerry gets a pick. We're back into a 4 versus 4. Grouped up, and it seems like they are going to eventually make their move towards B. The issue is, though, Adren's there, but he's playing from behind the car. They've seen the bomb, surely. Sanji fully pushed out then to clear it. They know they have bomb.
Only now does he double check it, and unfortunately it's too late. Exipar's got the bomb. He's running away. James, you can't but feel like the word save comes to mind in this situation. He's tagged 1v3. Sanji, I guess it just didn't. He must have got around the corner enough to see it, right?
I would have
like
thought
he did
so.
go out enough.
From his angle, it looked like it would have shown up on minimap, because obviously it's literally just if it's in your FOV, it will pop up.
Yeah. So
I
maybe
suppose
somebody
also,
called
like,
it.
Call-wise, Adren was dead, right? Like, he's trapped on an island towards B. They would have had to swing out, but they would have had to read at least that the bomb wasn't there. I don't know. Swings and roundabouts, Ben. It's unfortunate, obviously, only getting 2 kills at the back of the buy they went into there. It was the majority of save weapons and just the Deagle armor on Adren. Talking to save, game, he is being pushed. They're going from all avenues of attack. They've completely committed to this. They're going full John Rambo. But will he get the first blood? Of course he will. Takes down Jerry. Drops the smoke behind him. They shouldn't really push through too aggressively. They don't really have the time to fully commit onto it anyway. He is low, but unfortunately for them, there's not going to be any wild shots spamming into him. That is
For a second I thought
though.
there was.
Yeah, when he readjusted, I was like, oh maybe.
Because he was just saving against the blue bin, which has a straight line all the way through. Bit scary. Let's see the buy is through. M4 surround that saved up. Exipar going for the long pick. This could be bad news. He might actually get here. Molotov misses. He can dodge all the flashes. Does he wait for the smoke? Yes, he does. Oh, when does he want to shoot? Wait, an awfully long time for that.
Bit of a delay on that one.
Yeah.
They started to Scarpa.
This is the 4-round mark, by the way, so keep that in mind. So Forza 4-0 start it, then they go down 11-4. Then they win 4 rounds in a row. Do they hit the wall again? Looks like they're going to go towards B. There's a Molotov and a Dren and a smoke. His Molotov should come through now. You'd only put it behind that smoke they just put in. There we go. Nice and easy. I was going to say, consider Kickett's actual spot here. So normally when you go mid to B, you do that second smoke now, don't you? You put the one on top of the box as well. I don't think I've seen Forza do that just yet. It's normally been a case of actually hitting. Okay, there we go. It is there. Nice.
Dren, he gets the info, flashes out. They both try and play off the timing. The CTs do get through, but they don't get any success. Kicker, he was able to backstab. But no frags found. Instead, they just crumble. That's another save. Got to throw that round away. There's nothing that can be done. James playing behind the car as well, so Actually a bit audacious if they were to push. It's going to be a long old save as well. Full 30 seconds here with the bomb, so could potentially be a rough one. Strap yourself in for some aggressive Jame time as he flicks down onto Face Crack with the first. Needs to hold on to this weapon, though. That is the salient point. He cannot afford to lose it. Sanji's got long house covered. Same with the smoke out. Lucky Alameza didn't come around there ready to swing.
Yeah, smoke will fade just before the round ends anyway as well. If you're Forza, though, consider you've let him save so many times with the AWP anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done much with it, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, it's not actually causing much of an effect on you. You just know it could. So he's actually dropped his AWP there in spawn. So he's dropping an M4, and he could drop another M4. They're buying. Look at this. It's not a bad buy when you're AWPer who saved 3 rounds in a row and now has $7,500 to spend. Not too bad. Yekindar will probably have to buy an M4 himself unless Sanji drops him, but Sanji's grenades will be missing for the most part. He'll have a smoke and a flash, I guess. Let's see, though. What can they go for? For a second, I thought XPower was ready to pull the trigger just as the gap was coming through.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we've seen VP not take long control, and instead Jame trying to force the issue now. He's actually AWPing towards lower, aggressive on cap. If he peeks towards top mid, bad news. XPower did see the player mid B though, and look at the aggression. They're taking tunnel control because they don't have long control here. Nice initiative right here.
Yeah, Kurt's rotated over. Playing close on the elevator. Let's see if he'll be able to elevate his skill ceiling into the round, but the damage he's going to be able to do. Tons of damage done. A frag found. It leaves them low as well. Jerry's on 1 HP. Jame extinguishes the smoke behind him so he can try and get away. Almeza goes down. In the meantime, Jerry's still there. He's got the bomb, though, and they spot Sanji on top of Gandalf. He was far too tall for his own good. Yekindar pushes up, ready with the M4. To go for a monster play in the round. It will just take 1 bullet on Jerry. XC Power ducks down. He's left dead. Set up on a date with the coroner. Yekindar comes through like a hurricane on the bomb site, cleans things up with 3 frags. VP, they get another round. They take it 12-9 now.
Finally win a round. You know, as much as there's like a meme behind like the James saving over and over again, right? You can also have an argument where like the rest of his team were not doing their part either. Yeah, like, you know, there is an argument to be made on that side. Where finally they now decide to, right? Yekindar gets 3 kills there, Sanji with 1, Kick It with 1 as well, the defense. It's a big round though, because this is now on the angle of, do they get reset potentially? This flash could be huge if they flash them through the doors. Oh no! Face crack!
What?
What did he switch to?
I don't know, he fumbled, Ben. Like a man carrying too many melons. He started dropping them all everywhere.
I hate it when I buy too many melons.
I don't have that.
I always find this issue. Yeah, this issue always pops up in those math books, doesn't it? Yeah. Graham's bought 17 watermelons. Why has he done that?
So relatable. Classic Messier, so. Sanji towards long, trying to make a mess out of this round, though. He plays close towards the wall. Almeza peeks in with no support. Not much that can be done. Flit suffers the same fate as well. It's 1 by 1. They're being fled to the slaughter of Sanji. Jame with a miss? Come on, Jame. What is going on? XC Power pushes back up.
They're through the
elevator. They're charging towards the site. Adren swings on the first and takes down Jerry, and it's all up to XC Power. Clutch the round out for Forza. AWP on the site. But can he annihilate them? Will he be quick on the draw? Sniper with a hell of a scope, but he's taken down. Yekindar peeks out through the smoke headshot. 13th for VP. This is their map pick, and they're starting to prove that again now on their CT side. They won 11 rounds on the row previously. They found their groove once again. They've got their mojo back, Ben. If they take this, we will be going to Mirage. That is Forza's pick.
I'm just amazed at that kill still.
Yeah, it's
like
bizarre.
Power had a great read because he saw, okay, one player's dropped, the other player's still there. I'll try and kill the player who's elevated, and then I can focus on the solo guy. Yakin puts the smoke now, just sprays immediately as it pops.
He's just a gamer, isn't he? He's unreal.
Let's see. XT Power did get that tag onto Adren on the cross. Kick it playing behind the door again. I mean, you don't expect him to do it twice, right? He gets what? He got 1 for 1 last time. The AWP barrel will stick out well ahead of the player here if he does go for it too.
2 fights happened simultaneously there, and we got a glimpse of both of them. Kicker and Yekindar both go down. That's caused the mass rotation, the migration for the nation of Forze. They regroup, recalibrate back inside of tunnels, only leaving Almeza outside of Longhouse, listening for a push, trying to gather information. You can see the full rotations coming around for VP as well, as they're bolstering the defenses and believing that they need to go for the full stack on B. But there won't be a chance for the T's to topple them. I believe in reality, they're actually just going to go towards the A site. They've completely thrown this one away. James! Oh, he's just had his neck broken, Ben. Flit, that is illegal.
That's the call immediately, though, to just go A, right?
Yeah.
James is very rarely, if ever, spotted at B. So, immediately just charge up A. That should be the round. Adren, he's already low. This hunt could actually be very costly. I'm surprised Adren peaks off that. You're 21 HP.
Yeah, but Adren's probably the boldest man alive, Ben.
Ooh, they're so low. XCPar's tagged both of these players that are left alive here. They should know as well, we've knocked 2 of their loss bonus down here. If we manage to kill one of these guns, that's got a great impact into the next. More so, I think, if it's in Sanji's death. Oh, what? Why is he turned away?
What's he doing there?
I guess he didn't see the player cross when he did choose that angle, so he's probably thinking, oh, nobody can be on the right-hand side. Adren shouldn't be long for this world. Yep, drops as well. Look at the money, though. So you've got Adren on 6k, 5k on Yakinda, and then the rest of the players, they're on a bit of a scrappy buy if they do go for it. I think you eco one, because you got 2,900 coming in next. This paw is probably going to be talking about that. So, in my eyes, you eco one. Go for, like, pistol armor. Adren could drop, like, a deagle, a kicker, perhaps. Get 2,900 next. You're not in a position where you need to be force buying either. You're 13-10 up.
Yeah.
But the worry that a lot of these players have is, yeah, if you eco one, you let them build their bank up. And it looks like they are going to be going for the eco, but I feel like the players who had low cash have overbought a bit. Kicker, for example, he's on 1850 now because he wanted to get the smoke and grenade. Adren did drop a deagle, I believe, to someone. Kicker's then had to buy a CZ as well. He's accepting he's just going to be a really bad buy next. Bit of an odd one. Let's see how this goes, though.
Straight out long. Bursting into the fight. Flit charges through. Gets out the smoke. Actually still playing around it. He's been down quite low as well. The lucky shot comes out from the USP. Slaps into the side of his head. Leaves him. Left for dead. 3 versus 4. The pistols are the only thing that remain here for VP, of course. They've got long control. Molly behind car. Playing it safe. Playing the range games. They're not going to get overly aggressive and put themselves in a position where they can't actually do damage with these weapons. Instead, for now, they just hold from a little bit further back. And then we'll start to move up more aggressively. Oh, face crack. He can slaughter all of them here with the AK. Spots a little bit of skin there on James as well. Trying to give
what are you doing, Jay?
He's trying to give him a tuning, Ben. But he fully commits to it. As he swings out, James killed him. Surely you just run away with the AK now. Keep that. I think he's taking the peak, though. They're trying to kill him on the cross. And they're doing a lot of damage. What? They might actually win the round. Adren, the 2 kills on the CZ. XC power. You can't be missing that one. He's been hitting all the hard ones, but he misses that. Back into the 1v2. 40 seconds on the clock. He's got a molly. He's got a flash. He's got all the natural tools to win this round, but he needs to be fast. He takes the peek. He's got to be ready for the flick back around. As soon as he takes down James, there'll be a peek from short, and there it is. Adren. He comes out, but he's a little bit too slow. Wasn't fast enough on his feet. But is he furious with that CZ? Molotov goes out, forces him to jump down. XC Power spots it, he peeks! And XC Power taking a firefight from frightening heights as he peeks over the ledge and slays Adren. That is beautiful, yet far too close for comfort. I don't know how we got into that position.
I don't really know either. Pause will come through. A nice one to actually calm the nerves a bit. So it all starts off with that chase onto James, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I believe it was Face Crack, right? He was in lower, he gets that one kill, he sees James. Yeah, James, he backs up in such like a cowardly fashion. He's just running away with his USB. Somehow finds a CZ and makes that work. And then suddenly, Adren with all that distraction from James. XC Power, though, I mean, he made it look much more dangerous than it should have been. He should have killed James and made it a 1v1 much sooner. But that's a perfect round from VP's point of view. Like, other than winning the round, that's the best damage you can do, right? 4 kills, force a lot of rebuys.
Yeah.
Gosh. XC Power. Oh, he legs him through the gap there. And Adren's panicked. You can see the movement. Face Crack checking everything except for the people in front of him.
That's like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Face Crack go for that play on the T side. This time it doesn't work out though. Before, he's actually been able to get an opening kill off the back of it. Instead, with Adren being there rather than just Jame, obviously with the AWP, it's a lot easier for him to take the fight and swing wide with the M4. He cleans up. Adren is low, but he's still alive. And as long as he stays that way, VP are in a pretty good spot. Low reposition coming back around though from Forza, heading towards short. They drop a molly to try and clear out stairs. And Flit's just holding, expecting maybe someone to get overzealous on the CT side and push out through long.
Let's see then. This take has to come through with no smokes. Just flashes coming through. Jame, blinded. They know he's there. Gets the one. Ooh, this is a huge flip. What? That changes the round completely, and it's very tempting to save here, but you do have a kill on Yekin though, so the time is not up just yet.
After that,
might
though,
be now.
yeah.
Might be now. Yeah, might be now.
You probably just get away on that one. Big saving.
Especially with the Dread on 19 health, right? I guess it was all based on, can we find an early kill to make this a 2v3 in our favor? But Flit, he timed the flank perfectly there, right? He comes all the way through, gets the 2 kills. It was a bit scrappy on Sanji, I believe, but nevertheless, that's good enough, though. 12 rounds for Forza. They're making this close. And I have to think, yeah, what we were saying yesterday, where VP, they've been grinding out these games. Dusty has been a grind every single time. And it looks like it's proving true once more.
We haven't seen VP drop a map yet throughout the CIS Cup. Over the past 6 days, every game they've had to play, they've been able to close it down eventually. But we've had multiple overtimes. It always takes them so much. They have to invest everything into it to be able to close down the game. Will that be the case here again today, though? As Forza now only 1 round away from being able to equalize the scoreline and get it tied 13-13. From that point, we're into unknown territory. Right now, though, what we do know in terms of the facts is that Forza have the better buy. They've got the AKs, they've got an AWP and XT power. The same luxuries aren't there for VP on the CT side. They've got an MP9, 2 M4s, Deagle and CZ. Restricted utility as well. 3 smokes, 1 HE. The other HE that was thrown out actually does a fair bit of damage, though. And Jame, playing off the back of it, swings onto Almeza, kills him with a CZ, and begins to back off, quickly rotating out there to get himself into the safe zone. Had to jump out. The smoke goes down. They've got mid control.
I was going to say, Adren's been holding this angle a lot, and look at that. 2 kills. The trade is there, though. Flit, no chance of knowing about that. XC Power. Surely not another clutch from this man.
1 versus 3. Trades AWP for AK. But it isn't going to be a pretty play. Instead, he's slain. Killed by Kicker. As he'll take him down. With a right hook to the face. 14-12. Scoreline is not tied. VP, they win that round. Adren. Doing a ton of damage, Ben. Hitting them heavy from the window. Played it perfectly. They pick them to pieces. Now they're in a predicament. Forze comes through. Forza, they need to talk about this because obviously the buy is going to be restricted no matter what they opt to do. They just don't have the funds for it. We're already seeing 2 AK buys, but who do they go to? They readjust around this, getting a little bit more. They've actually been able to afford the AWP on XT power, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a buy, and the Galil gets dropped. So there's 3 AKs Galil and the AWP, so it's pretty decent. But consider on Forza's side, by point of view here, that's the second round we've seen from them, I believe, where they've lost 2 pistols / a kind of weak force buy from VP. Yet the score is still 14-12 though. Like, they've been doing so well on the gun rounds. They just can't convert those rounds, which are much more important than you expect them to be. James definitely going to peek into XPR. It feels like that's likely, but I think I've just cursed it immediately as it was about to happen. Yeah, it's long gone.
Although, this works out very well. The reposition back around, jumps on top of the head with the James totem pole coming through. He's 8 foot tall. And he's ready to eat the opposition. Yekindar trying to flush Flit out. We'll be able to wash him away with the AK spray. Sanji comes in as well, cracking the face-to-face, crack clean open. And that stops them from being able to crack open the A site. They can't push up anymore. Molotov's going to do some damage as well as it lands on the ramp. They're trapped. Just stuck towards car. And Kickert's coming in. Oh, he is going to be screaming into this one. Absolutely howling with the spray down as he slaughters Almeza. Jerry has the trade, and there's just 2 Ts left. This has got to be match point for VP. I don't see him throwing this one away. Sanji swings, and of course, it's Sublime. As he slips them both into a coma, Ben. They're dead, put to bed. 15-12. VP, 1 round away from taking the first map. This is their map pick, and it looks like they're going to be able to win it as the economy breaks at the worst possible time for Forza.
Not out of the water just yet, though. These are those rounds that I was on about. These are the dangerous ones, and look at the movement. There's going to be an Xbox smoke coming in from Jerry, I believe. Actually, that's not even an Xbox one. That's one that lands towards the mid-wall, like a left-hand side B ramp. That's an interesting smoke. I'll give it that. Not too sure what you do with that, though, currently.
Flash out through middle. Kicker quickly dances back, trying to bob himself behind the box. James assists with the AWP from miles away, causing annihilation as the single shot will land. It's over, Ben. It's got to be. It's just Jerry that's alive. He's stuck, cowering behind the box towards middle. Sanji slowly skulking his way up on the elevated angle as well. He'll spot him, spam into the smoke, and make him disappear. As it goes 16-12, VP, they take the first map in the series as they win their map pick. It is a best of 3, and there is still a chance for Forza, but it gets harder as VP have that map advantage now going forward.
Yeah, so just some numbers, I guess, to look at going into the next map, or like from that map at least. So Forza were winning the first opening kills thing, 15-13. But of the 13 deaths they had to open the rounds, 9 of them were on face crack. And that doesn't surprise me in any way. Like, how many times do we see him just run through mid doors and then just die or give away the opening kill in an unnecessary fashion? It was just so often.
Yeah.
Forza, I can't help but feel like they probably should have won that actual map, if not for the rounds that were considered to be easier, being won by VP instead. Sometimes that's how it goes, though, right? That is VP's pick. Doesn't mean too much at the end of the day, because we will be going to Mirage now anyway, which is Forza's pick. But looking back at the VOD, it'll be a very annoying watch, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like, it even felt though, without that first half on the CT side for Forza, they made a lot of mistakes, which were just weird individual plays that could never be transferred, never be actually cleaned up. There was no utility being used in some of the rounds. Like round 14, right? When we just saw, was it Flit who just sprinted out middle with an AWP and just instantly down, dead, destroyed. Everyone else kept taking the same sort of initiative as well. We saw a peek towards long that couldn't be traded. There were so many isolated plays. Obviously, T side, worlds apart from what they initially showed us on their first half. Looked much better, looked way more clean at least. But VP, again, still proving that they grind these games out. They play until the final moments, and they still haven't dropped a map yet in this series. Well, in the event overall. 16-12. Next map being Mirage, Forza's map pick. Think that's going to be any better?
Let's just look at like previous matchups on that map, and the last time they played Mirage against each other was back in August for the GGBet New York Invitational, and that went to overtime, but Forza took it 19-15. So consider they've not played against each other in that long, but also consider what we've seen from VP. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually did have another close matchup, probably a similar scoreline again. I'd like to think Forza should take it though; it's their pick for a reason.
You'd hope so. Hope so. Well, that is going to be our second map in the series. Looks like we are set to go live with this one in around about 8 minutes time. We'll be back just before then, of course, to get you excited for the matchup. For now, though, go grab yourself some water, stay hydrated, as you'll need it. This could certainly be a lengthy series, as I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up on train in the third map. Forza, can they bring it back on Mirage? Is it going to be an oasis for them? Only time will tell. Join us with the second map after the break. Everyone, and welcome back. Seems like we should be getting underway relatively shortly as the game is set to go live the next couple of minutes. If you are just joining us and are curious about what exactly is going on over the course of best of 3 so far, Virtus.pro are currently leading. It was a 16-12 victory, a classic VP Dust 2 game, a bit of a slog, took them some time to shut it down, but eventually they did. We're now moving on to Mirage, which is Forze's map pick, Ben.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. I mean, we were talking about Sanji in that first VP game we saw, right? And it was Mirage that really brought our eyes to him because he got 41 kills in that double overtime game against Namiga.
Yeah.
He actually did close out that map as the top performer in terms of ADR as well. He had 88.9. He had 23 kills as well. So consider how comfortable he looked on Dust 2. Are we going to see the same from him on, on Mirage as well? Like, Jame was near the top as well, but I can't but feel like we do take away some of his kills. They were mostly save kills found as well. But ultimately, I'm kind of curious. I don't know what to predict for the most part. Like, you've got to be thinking, Forza, they pick this map for a reason, right? Straight up. But ultimately, is it that good, right?
That is the hard part, obviously, because it's also a matter of are they going to be good enough versus VP. We've had a fair few VP games of Mirage over the course of the tournament. I think we've had about 2 of them. Adren looked good both times we've seen him. It is an old curious one. There's definitely a possibility where this could be shut down in 2 maps and we could see VP take it. However, it wouldn't be the most baffling state of affairs if we did end up on Train. I feel like that's certainly reasonable. We could be going to the 3rd map. We could get to Train. Obviously, it just depends on how well Forza are able to play.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's just a case of like, so obviously you did say we've seen Mirage twice from VP, which we have. It was the double overtime win against Namiga, 20-18.
Yep.
And then the Na'Vi Junior result, 16-13. So both games, again, like scoreline-wise, very scrappy. And ultimately, there wasn't much of a difference between, their CT to T side difference. It was like pretty similar percentage. But I'm wondering though, right? How do we see the difference? Also, it is a knife round as well, which has gone through. Forza did win the knife. Not sure what side they've chose to start just yet. I feel like you'd want to start on T side. In this one, at least.
Probably. Come in warm, hit off the presses, be able to hit some shots. Waiting for that to happen, for the game to go live on the server. Then we'll get underway with the series. Curious state of affairs.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one. Let's see, though. We are into it. Trying to tell. Do I know the agent models well enough? I believe that is Forza on the CT side. Yeah.
There we go.
I was trying to remember. One of them had that green FBI model on. So, yeah, Almeza being that player. VP, though, they're making a lot of noise towards B, and are they actually just going in? Surely not. Not with the bomb, at the very least.
In their move around towards B, they've actually got a very heavy grouping here. Towards underpass, 2 on the site, back by the archers as well, towards short. VP are just holding. They were watching underpass. That was Sanji's job. The issue is, he's the one with utility, so he's had to back off to get ready to throw those smokes. But face crack, he doesn't clear it. I don't know how he hasn't been spotted. Sanji, he could have only been watching that angle. As he adjusts back around, he gets the headshot off in the end, but it's a 1-for-1 trade between both of the teams. Oh, and it's all going wrong as well. Jame sprints into the bomb site. The lurker on Yekindar miles away back towards A. He's been able to get the info that the site is open, so they are rotating, but they're trapped. All of the angles are being held by the CTs right now. In terms of the frags, it is falling rapidly in favor of VP. Yekindar getting pushed by Jerry as he drops down through the sandwich. They've reopened B because of all of the chaos that's ensued on the A site. Even if Yekindar falls, it won't matter, as the bomb's now down. They've got B site control, and they are hunting like madmen, Ben.
Yeah, it's been easy rounds for him, but that's such a confusing round on the basis of like the CTs, because you're trying to think like where are they actually going?
Yeah.
You know the bomb was in B apps, but there's a player on A site. What do we do with this like situation? And also, this is an interesting breaking of the HUD that we're seeing here. Do you see that temporary bit?
No, what happened?
Every player was called Pasha Biceps. They all had negatives. I've never seen that before.
Well, that's OP. Maybe that's like the default image they've got on there.
Yeah, that was a summon.
That's banging.
Very odd. Very odd. The scoreline was also just set to 10-10 for whatever reason as well.
Classic Pappy.
Oh, James kind of headbutting face crack there. Instead he gets his own face cracked. Is he going to try and shoot the AK to his teammate? His teammate's fallen. Oh no, face crack. The AK does get retrieved there. XC power, what can you do with it?
I mean, he's rattling off pot shots, but he's not really being able to rip anyone to pieces. The Just round and kills the sandwich player, but Yekindar will deal with him. Dispatches him with the Kalashnikov. Starts to push up aggressively as well, linking up with Sanji. Almeza, a silent assassin here. When he do some destruction, he won't even need to. Flit's done all the work for him with a deagle. 2 frags in clean succession. They were trying to save both of the AKs. Unfortunately, one of them's a Galil. It goes 1-1 instantly.
That is incredibly bizarre. I mean, Exibag did actually do really well to find the 2 kills. He had no armor, so you could see immediately he was just spraying. Whenever possible, it was spray. But nevertheless, that's the pistol won by VP and then ecoed immediately. I mean, not great. Let's see if Forze can double down on that then. It is a force back from VP. Cheeky boost.
One tall Yekindar with a deagle. But not landing the shots. Face crack on the peak as well. I actually thought he was going to take both of them down in one foul swoop there. Plays around Jerry. Reface with the MP9. Tons of damage done. Riddling with bullets, but not actually getting the kills. And this is where it starts to get a bit awkward. They've thrown everything they had at that ramp push, essentially. They died to the Tech 9s. Adren's got up through window. And put a bit more damage into the round. This is quite worrying. Split on the roam through connector. Spots out the barrel. Peeks into Adren. A rough encounter, but still one he wins. And the last 2 Ts try and group up back towards B. Almeza's there. Very low. James could finish him with a Tech 9. We know how effective he is with his weapon, but not when the Galil will strike and achieve greatness.
What looked like a potentially scary round for a moment does actually end up being okay. Forza, they will lose 3 players most likely, although they're quite tagged. This is still doable. But unfortunately, not doable if you get shot in the back.
Yeah, not with the angle that's in play.
So they survived that force buy from VP, but I would be tempted to force again, just on the side of things, because look at the money on VP. They're all on like 2250 or less. But not going to be the case. P250 bought as well as a Deagle. I'll be surprised if they get a single kill here.
Oh, Jerry. Racking up the money. They call him Papa Fat Stacks as he gets the frags with the MP9. There's just 3 players remaining on the T side, running around, scarpering together. Not really quite sure what they want to go for here. Obviously, probably having a bit of a debate about this and talking, because they know this round is pretty much just a throwaway. Adren's jump spotting towards T-spawn. Sanji just holds in the close angle. Jerry, he's still looking to make some more bang for his buck.
Yeah, Adren is jump spotting this. Oh.
Goodness.
I mean, not anymore, but that's the profit though on the MP9 purchase coming through now. And you don't really want to give him money.
Flit!
What are you doing?
You madman! Oh, Ben, he's dropped his spaghetti everywhere on middle.
Spaghetti on catwalk. Gonna need clean up.
Can we get a wet floor sign down, please? Flit's dropped his spaghetti on short.
Oh. And Jane might get a free kill on face crack, depending on the timing. Because they know a player could have been in Palace, so there should be somebody watching that potential avenue. Almeza should have James. There we go. Some feet as well. Oof. Jeez. Well, they get the round. They only lost 1 person, I guess. You know? A lot of spaghetti lost too.
Oh, yeah.
But
Meatballs everywhere.
Well. Yeah. Pause comes through, but I guess maybe he did drop spaghetti in person.
All over the keep. Straight into the pause. A little bit slower. Just the pace of the game. Good CT side start so far for Forza. Obviously only losing the opening pistol round that VP were able to pick up. VP's buy back into this one, though, on round 5 is 5 AKs. They picked up the AKs, so will they be able to slay from far away? Is today going to be a good day? Or will Forze be able to keep the suppression up? They've been looking very good so far on their CT side.
Let's see then. Look at this though. Forze out of the pause. Molotov in the windows, put out the smoke if it lands in the window. Face crack makes the CEST jump happen. He can hear that one player, but he has nothing else. So he's heard him run away too.
Sanji's just walking in.
Ooh.
Or he reveals his head. Almeza pulls down, sprays him to pieces. Face crack with the timing as well. It's perfect for him to get another frag with the AUG as he shuts down Adren. There is a trade coming in. But it's a 4 versus 3. Time ticking away. Bomb still left down in T-spawn. They can regroup back around and secure it if they want to go for something into this. But it's just 2 players alive. Game being one of them. They could just be going for a save. A very long save.
Yeah, I'm going to say off the back of that pause, we can assume it was a Forza pause then. Because VP, if that was something you've come up with in 30 seconds, like time to think about it, I'll be very disappointed. Like,
yeah.
That's... I don't know what that was. Jerry finding James as well. Just now Kicker alive. He might be able to get out ramp, find a kill, but he'll need to find multiple to get this bomb down.
Kicker. Can he kick their teeth in with the AK and at least make it costly? Or at least get the bomb down to make a bit more money? Does actually find the flick up onto the stairs player. Goes for the fake plant on the bomb as well to see if Jerry will swing. Jerry holds for now. Tries his luck one more time. This time Jerry just spamming as he goes for the wide peek out. He has to plant it here. It's the last opportunity to make the money for it, and it won't go down in time. Slain by Flip with the AUG. At least taking down a couple of players there. So not as clean of a round as it seemed to initially be there for Forza.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. It took him quite a bit of time to get those 2 kills on the board, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise he would have had that plant definitely secured. Let's see then. So we're in a similar position now to what we were in Dust 2, where this could be a bit of a scary round. Triple nade into window, smoke top con. Exipar did see them, and you know they're going to try and boost window. Look at this movement. They know very well what's happening.
Oh, Flit. He will have a field day here. Face crack back towards ramp as well, meanwhile. Going to have an encounter with a naughty man. Yep, and especially because the smoke fades faster for him as he peeks through with the Tech 9, taps him once. Bullet straight to the head. He's dead. These have the advantage. They're also heading back round towards B. Almeza's the only one that's near the bomb site, playing from short with an M4. If they do trickle out, he can at least spray into him and do a ton of damage. Should be able to mop things up playing from the archers here.
Could be potentially difficult though. It really depends how much of a fake kick it can actually sell on A site. Because we've got Exipar watching the walkout of Palace, and then Flit is actually playing for contact at opposite fire. Oh no, he's actually in fire, yeah. So Kicker's actually allowed to go all the way across here. He might kill Jerry in the back for free, depending on timing. He's so adamant there's a player in Palace. And they're coming back to A. Oh no, they're going into the stack.
This is awful as they push up through connector. Jerry contends with 2 of them, flicking around as well. Almeza gets thrust into the forefront of the round, striking down on everyone he can see. Final frag for Flit as he flicks to Sanji's head. 5-1. There was an opportunity for VP to do something there, but unfortunately, their own paranoia came back to harm them, and they lose the round in the end. Forza, straight back through, living like rock stars at this point. 5 rounds to their name on their CT side. VP, what is the call? Is there going to be a different play here? As it's just not working. Their default has not been getting them any type of success.
Straight through, they get an opening kill. I'm wondering when are we going to see the AWP from James, if I'm both honest.
Yeah.
They did have a lot of success when they were going 5 rifles. I believe it was on Mirage as well. But right now, it's not quite working out. XE Power should have this covered. Smoke will delay that possibility, though. But it just feels like we've got a lot of split and pick play just happening over and over again.
Very.
Second eye is out, though.
On top of the box, of course. The advantage goes to Yekindar as he holds. Peers out. Does the damage. Almeza will trade it back at least. And James now slowly on his individual mission. One man on the move. Try and make a mockery out of the CT side. Gets the connector as he rears his head. There's a miss from XE Power on the window. If he re-peaks, James should be ready, but he can't land the shots. XE Power just spamming through the wall as well, hoping to connect. In the meantime, James popping off, but it's only one. No more than that. Can't go on a monstrous spree. That just slides over. 6-1. Forze. Undefeated here, really, on their CT side after the pistol.
Looking really good as well. And VP, if I'm perfectly honest, look quite lost more than anything as well. Like, it's all, yeah, it's all on good that Forze are landing shots needed, but at the same time, VP are not, making them, like, work for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
XE Power might get caught off here, but James giving away the location. He's missed the smoke as well. Oh, no. James will think he's covered when he comes through the smoke.
Oh my god, the trades are coming in rapid succession either side, doing an awful lot of damage. Flitz with the AK. He's punishing them. Sanji, though, the whiff towards underpass as he peeks out. He's not able to do a lot. They peek him together. He couldn't find a single frag. Adren towards connector. If he taps, he should be able to at least keep them at bay. With the backstabs there from Almeza. Even though they're losing players in these rounds, they're still winning them. And rounds of the commodity. 7 on the board. This is a complete flip, Ben. This is the flip of what we had on Dust 2. The undefeated streak being mounted by Forze rather than VP this time.
At least Forze got 4 rounds
Yeah.
before getting that lose streak, right? This situation is just VP winning pistol and going down 7-1. And it feels like there's not much to go off of. Like, they're going to take an eco here, which will be just pistols and grenades. None of these rounds have felt too close, though. You've got 3 smokes, 3 HEs. So last time they had 3 HEs, they nade stacked window. And it looks like they're going to nade stack window again. There's nobody in window again. So let's see how this goes.
Well, the airstrike lands, but it misses completely on actually hitting anyone. Yekindar with that eagle. Disgusting things being done from a distance. Flit though as he swings round on short. Cuts them all to pieces with his scythe. Like the Grim Reaper. The harbinger of death there for the side of Forze. VP are just left with 2. Dren and Kicker. The bomb's on Kicker and he's rotating around. There's no bumps in the road either. He actually can pull this off if he wants to go towards B, but for Adren, he didn't realise there was a boosted man. Almeza on the elevated angle finds the kill. Kicker. 2 shots with a deagle this round now. Can he get another 2?
I just couldn't help but laugh when Adren, he gets into like the actual B-Apps angle. That's the only way he dies in that scenario, by the way. That's literally the only way. Like, Almeza was boosted just looking at the window, and unfortunately Adren peeks that one window from the wrong, like, different angle as well. Kicker's at least made this round costly, right? He might be able to scavenge a weapon here. But he is a bit too low, really, right? 6 HP. Has a Molotov. Face crack. Keeps checking in between these. He's watching towards Palace right now, and then he keeps checking Connect every now and then. Molotov will come through, and I imagine a peak immediately as well.
Taps the bomb to try and force the face crack. I don't think he even realised at first that he'd actually killed him there. You can see the little double take before he clicked what exactly was going on. Alright, VP, they've got guns. In a round where they just had deagles, they've done more damage than they have on their full buys recently. So hopefully, this is where they break that. Start to look a little bit better. AWP, 4 AKs, and a ton of utility. They're playing 2-1-2 right now, early on, though.
Jerry's been very successful in Palace so far. Yekindar knows these angles very well. He does do this quite often himself, the other way around. But Jerry's got a lovely little off angle here.
Yekindar
Shouldn't really be possible for him to get a kill.
exposes himself to it. Yep, simple kill from Jerry. He runs away, he gets back towards the sites. There's going to be no trade. Actually, he's still playing. He's just repositioned, playing from a different angle inside a Palace. Talking of Palace, XC Powers living like a king. He gets the flick shot off, back onto a Dren. There's now only 3 Ts alive, and this triple threat is spread thin. 1 man towards B, that's Sanji. Then 2 different avenues of attack in play. James going Palace, but Jerry's waiting on the heightened angle. Spams down with the AK to slaughter him. Towards B, Sanji trapped. Going to be quivering in his boots there behind the windows. He tried to keep himself alive, but he's forced to fight. Goes down. Kicker suffers the same fate as he peeks out. Jerry with a big hat trick into the round. The Palace defender.
It's like watching a bit of a pug against a team.
Very fragmented. Like,
they do strats together on the half buys and like pistol buys, but never on a buy round.
it just looks like they just go split and pick.
Ooh, this is going to be a B play. Straight from off the bat. The golden arches, smoke's coming through. They know they're coming.
Alright, straight into
damn.
B. But they're being bombarded already. The damage is being done. The CT side with 2. There's only a response from Kicker on the Mac-10 as he's able to run his way through and body slamming into action. Dives out of the smoke. And when he reveals himself, the mischief will be managed by the CT side. As Yekindar's the only one alive. He did adjust. His aim was on the head, but he couldn't pull the trigger in time. Instead, he's left dead. Slumped up against the wall. 10-1. Forze. They're going off here on their CT side. VP. Something needs to change, Ben. They need to work together as a squad here.
And the change apparently is the AWP out. Let's see. When he doesn't have the AWP, he turns into a bit of a lurker, and usually that means the rest of his team, they tend to actually struggle. That's probably the first time we've seen Jerry fall first in Palace as well. Maybe time for things to change.
Could be the changing of the season. VP are looking a little bit hotter coming into this round. Right down on connector and windows. They've blocked off line of sight. They've got mid control. The bomb's wrapping around. Adren has it on his person. The only player that's actually towards a ramp is Kicker. He delved out of Palace after getting the opening frag onto Jerry. They're just using their utility on the T side toward middle to try and establish a bit more map control. Put some paranoia on the CTs as well. 3-man setup. All of them playing different angles towards the A site. And only 1 man on B. That's Almeza. He's just got a flash as well. So once that smoke he just puts down runs out, he'll be very susceptible to this attack. There he goes down. Adren just peeks onto him with the AK. He gets the frag Ben. They can now charge in towards this B site once they've tested the waters towards A as well. Yekindar gets a kill. And they're fully committing towards the A take. They decide to go for this instead as they're getting all the picks anyway. And it doesn't really matter. Everyone goes down. XC Power with just 1 frag into the round. Does go 10-2. So VP, like bookends there onto the rounds that have been won. They took the pistol. They lost 10 in a row. And then they win another one, finally.
Let's see. Can they double up? That's the question. Because Forze, the money isn't actually fantastic. If they do lose 1, they probably will be in a case of a really awkward force fight. But VP, it looks like we're back to the split and picking. 2 players going out mid. Sanji going towards that B site. We had Kicker going to Palace again. This time Jerry obviously not offering himself up again. And here comes the regroup. Going to be an A play coming through. And you can see on the minimap, there's actually only 1 player towards the A site, really. We've got face crack towards connector more than anything. Got to be difficult to hold.
Ability being utilized. It'll be thrown over in towards the site. Jerry goes for the windmill there and takes down the opposition. Kicker bouncing out of the apps. Thought he had the frag. Eventually was able to adjust back and clean up on his mistakes, though, as Jerry will go down. And it's all on Flit. A 1v2. Adrenaline kicker are so low. He has a Molotov. Got all the natural tools to win this round. He has tons of time as well. They still have to plant the bomb. He's just holding, expecting for the drop down through the apartments as they peek. It should be an easy kill. They would need to trade it effectively. As he swings, he takes a bit of damage, but it won't matter. He still wins the round. VP, they couldn't chain two together. They lose that. 11-2. Forze back on track for an overwhelmingly good CT side.
In polar position right now. Jame with the AWP. 3 AKs around it. A Deagle on Yekindar. And there's a clear discrepancy in terms of the level of play here, really. Jame, he wants to try and force a pick. Grenades are going to bombard him, though. That nade actually doesn't reach. Molotov does, though. Oh my gosh. How does he live?
Kicker. Ooh. Walks behind. Tried to get the frag, but it doesn't work out well. Jerry's just blowing them all to pieces towards middle as well. This has gone awfully. Sanji walking into B. Ben, they can't do anything. It's just so restricted, so weak. VP, they don't even look like the same team here compared to what we had on Dust 2.
I mean, FaceCrack's had enough, hasn't he? He was 5 for 9 in opening duels last map. He's already 5 and 1 here. This looks like it's just going to be an A-ramp rush. There's already a Molotov on top of it as well. They're putting it out, but they're going anyway.
They're running through the smoke straight into the site. And they're just going to get blown to pieces. There's nothing that can be done. FaceCrack with 3. This is it, surely. Yekindar, the last to fall. His body burnt to a crisp on the way out, but they're not going out in a blaze of glory at the end of the half. Instead, it's quite the opposite. Forze, 13-2. Living it large. And I'm surprised, Ben. Because Forze, it seems like they've changed houses recently, because they're living inside VP's head rent-free right now.
Does feel like it, and that's... I'm gonna have a look actually to see what was the biggest discrepancy we saw through the best of threes they played in the past. Like, was there a second map that went like this? And the answer is no. Most of the second maps had a situation where it was 16-10 at the least as well. It was like the third map or first map were the ones that could have been stomps. So this is very different. I'm wondering if this will have an actual effect on the mentality side of things. Almeza, try to sell some kind of fake here. Unfortunately, that fake probably going to be at the bottom of the shelves with full stock. Nobody's buying that.
Yeah, no one's interested. And they do at least get a trade back. Flick gets a kill into Yekindar. They boost up in towards window. But now the CTs are hitting shots. As the pistols come out, they're trying to punish and take everyone down. Jerry, hello! Oh my. The Flick comes out with the Glock. He looked like he was set on course to try and get success into the round. An awful lot of damage, but no win. Goodness. He's still feeling it after the first half.
On one hand, he's feeling it, but at the same time, every shot is just landing, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those. Forze don't force buy. They don't need to. So VP, they've won both pistols. So they've got that going for them, which is nice. They should win this one, barring any irregular circumstances. Sanji should get loads of damage with that nade too. Look at that, it's lovely.
Oof.
Oh,
man. Oh, the nade is even bigger though, Jame. Blowing them clean out of action as there's limbs flying all over the gap, and he's waiting to do more as well, trying to cause carnage on the B bomb site with the MP9. Finds the first, Adren helps on the second, and Yekindar for the full 3. As XE Power, he's dead before he even hits the ground there, Ben, slaughtered in midair. VP, 2 rounds on the spin so far on their CT side. They take the pistol, they get the conversion, and they're all in. They've fully committed into this as well. So you've got the AWP out on Jame. Straight out the gate, he's ready for it. Like a bat out of hell, let's see what damage he can cause. For Forze, it's only 1 Kalashnikov, 2 MAT-10s for the gangsters, and a single Tech 9 in play. Oh, they're going for B. They're going to be feeling the heat, though, as the Molotovs are down. It's also broken up the push a little bit because they had to try and extinguish it with the smoke. They slip inside the bomb site. Sanji spotting them all, but he falls. Overthrown by the MAC-10. Flip with the AK as well. Starting to pop off as Yekin dead, and they've got site control.
I think that's a save. Oh no, actually getting that kill makes it very doable. 3v3. They need to get the round, so they can't really take the save already. Bomb picked up. Molotov, it actually won't delay it. Bomb should go down, but no, it doesn't. The nade added to it.
Oh, it's on James now. It's a 1v1. He can go for the short jump. He can re-peek from a different angle and take a completely different type of fight to the round. XC Power, he doesn't think about it. He didn't realize. By the time he sees him and understands the mistake he's made, you can see he bolts upright, but he's dead. Goes down to the AWP. James with a clutch. Goodness. A pause straight off the back of that as well. It was within an inch of going to a 14-4 scoreline. Instead, it's 13-5. James, he holds on to his trusty weapon, the name that he's made a name for himself with, the AWP. That's a huge round.
Consider, though, that wasn't a full buy from Forze. They just went for some Mac 10s and like an AK. What, one AK, I think
One
it was?
AK, 2 Mac 10s, and then pistol armor.
Yeah. So the buy will come through. Even though the plant didn't go down, look at how good their buy is. The Ts have a better buy than the CTs right now. And obviously the AWPs are both out. James 1 is on the floor there, so he will have it. Let's see then. 13-5. What can be done?
Flashbang out middle. Smoke's going down as well. HE does a fair bit of damage onto XC Power, leaving him on 56 early. So he won't try and go for an overly aggressive burst into the site. No longer holding the angle, we will just back off. Minute and 10 seconds on the clock here. Still very early doors. You can see by the setup the VP are running, they're actually giving up mid-control for free. Instead just opting to play on the choke points. They do leave themselves quite susceptible to this though, Ben.
I'm going to guess that the vent isn't broken from VP. Because otherwise that boost would have been a very likely possibility. But this could be scary. If there's a really good flash from Jerry, this could be crazy.
Game.
Smoke on short. Oh my.
The timing. He gets the Molotov behind, but that means that he's not scoped in. He's not ready for the burst. They're pushing into the site. Luckily, Kicker will be able to assist him. And Adren does a bit of damage with the MP9 as well to slow down and quell this oncoming insult. But the frags are being found for the Ts, and it hangs in the balance in a 2 versus 2. James set ablaze as he's cooking on the back of the site. The peaks are found, the fights are won, and Forza, they get another round.
Forza actually killed the rotating players before they killed the A-side players then. Which is bizarre to think about, really. But you can see the panic from James, though. He was on that molly. He didn't know which angle to peek, and before he did, the fire had already taken him 70 of his health. And look at the buy. It's 4 deagles, a CZ, 5 smokes. What can you really do with that? Hope they walk into your crosshair. That's the most, really. And Yekindar walks into Facecrack's crosshair instead.
Facecrack doing what he does best. Surgically removing lips from his opponents. At this point, Ben, there's just 4 CTs remaining. Kicker was spotted as well, so he's trying to slow it down. They're all grouped up outside of A. Apart from Facecrack, of course, that got the opening pick at mid. He can go in as a bit of a linchpin into the round through connector after the site take has been done. Probably just going to be a default A site take, which will be a clash between both the teams. But they've got the range advantage on the T side, and they've also got the utility. Same could not be said for VP. No kits, nothing to aid them. It's just down to their raw, deagling firepower.
Smoke going over. Flash over as well. Do they flash inside the ramp? Let's see. Nope, it's all going dry. Doesn't even matter, though.
For the entry. Adren. On the adjustment with the deagle. I was hoping maybe he'd get at least 1, but not even that. James able to respond back in kind with a CZ, but Ben, they're just whiffing. They're not landing the shots, and they're all crumbling away. Left as dust. The CT side has been destroyed. 2 rounds on the spin now for Forza, which means they're on match point. They need 1 more to close down the map. And this has been a ridiculously fast map at that. We didn't start too long ago. I mean, what? This has been like 35 minutes?
Not been long at all. And there's been quite a few pauses as well. Like early on, we had quite a few. Looking like that third map is guaranteed, though. The A-Tech coming through fast and early. Kicker on his own. What can he do?
Jerry getting contact against the drone will be able to pick him to pieces with the AK, Flip burns, Kicker as well, and there's only 3 VP players remaining. At this point, it seems like Forza have been able to buy themselves a first-class ticket. XC Power wants to take them to train, and they're going to get it. They'll be boarding it, and we'll be docking into the station. The third and final map is going to be train. VP, they won their map pick. Forza have won theirs. However, the difference is Dust 2 was a struggle, whereas Forza here and Mirage have blown them away.
And I'm just looking through the previous results on Train. So they've played Train against each other 4 times. And 2 of the scorelines were 16-3. One of them in favor of Forza, one in favor of VP. And then the other, one of the other times, it was 16-4 to VP. And then the last meeting they had together, the third map was Train. And Forza took that 16-14 in the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 qualifier, I believe that was.
All right.
So consider that angle where I was just looking through as well. The team that started on the CT side normally stomped it. However, the last meeting, it was a case of VP started CT, but actually lost the half 8-7. So this could go, yeah, if momentum is still on Forza's favor, or if momentum is still going their way,
yeah,
this could be a complete whitewash.
Man, okay. Well, that makes it a whole lot more interesting, actually, that we've even got to this position then, because it was a hard one to call after what we saw on Dust 2. We weren't really sure if it was going to go down like this, but Forza do win Mirage, and way more one-sided than I think both of us gave credit that they would. Train as the decider is quite a huge talking point then, based off those previous results, and especially how the series has been. This could be naughty. Talking of statistics overall as well throughout the course of the series so far, for Forza, XC Power and Flit are both +12. Both looking pretty good. Flit currently top fragging across the board, though, over both maps, 41 to 29. Got 90 ADR over the series. That's a 1.34 rating. The only person, Ben, that is positive currently for VP is James. That's by +5, 38 to 33.
How many rounds has he saved to avoid a death?
Oh, exactly. That's the thing. If you attribute how many of those have just been off the back of saves as well, right? Like,
both kills and deaths, right?
Because how many of those frags aren't impact frags and they're just from the save rounds? Especially on Dust 2, there was at least 6 rounds where I think he was getting a couple of kills on the exit on the save. Doing some classic James time. That's rough. That is certainly quite rough. Let's have a look what the word is from the admin team. Looks like they are poised to go live with the final map in the series in just about 7 minutes' time. That seems to be the call so far. What are you thinking about Train, Ben? How do you reckon this is going to go?
Well, the issue is we've got that knife run. I mean, the knife run would happen anyway, no matter what competition it'd be, because it's third map. I'm thinking if Forza start T, they might be able to run away with it, if I'm perfectly honest. So I'm actually going to lean their way. I'm thinking this is a Forza series taken, probably like a 16-8, 16-9. They'll give up a few rounds here and there.
Yeah. I'd probably be inclined to agree with you. After seeing that, and especially just like individually how they're stacking up right now, VP just looked lost on Mirage. Like communication-wise, it seemed like it slowed down so much. They seem to put more thought into their eco rounds than they did their buy rounds, which is a weird predicament to be in. Train is going to be the last map in the series, though. If you're just joining us, obviously VP, they won their map, 16-12. Second map was Forza's pick, 16-5, way more of a whitewash. This is the final map coming up after the break. Train. This is the decider. This is our grand final as well. So whoever wins this is taking the last spot, the coveted last spot at the European 2020 Showdown. The Blast Showdown. The groups came out a couple of days ago. It looks to be a stacked event. Obviously, we're going to be deciding which one of these 2 teams will be joining the rest of those fantastic members. It's going to be a great competition kicking off a day after this finishes. So not much downtime if you're a fan of CS. Everything's popping off at the minute to keep you entertained. Me and Ben will be back, though. Last map looks to be going live now in about 5 minutes' time. Thank you for joining us so far. I was muted, weren't I? Classic. Basically, I was saying we're here on trade. We're going in. Third and final map, Ben. This is what it's all about, as we're going to be getting underway with the decider. Who's taking the first class victory? Who's going to be back there in coach? As we're ready to get underway on trade.
Yeah, so we saw Forze win the knife round, and they choose to start that CT side. Look how aggressive this is. They hear it around the whole way. Exibar has been seen. He's still moving forward. He doesn't care. Look at the confidence right now. It's flowing through them.
It is. Oh, Flit with a flick as well. Follow-up comes out onto James. We've only got 3 players left alive now on VP into this opening pistol round. So Forza trying to continue on with the hype that they found on Mirage. Almeza playing from the stop sign. His teammates are starting to fall as Yekindar finally gets a first pick on the board for the T's. Oh, he actually gets hit by that smoke as well. That tells the T's exactly where he was. That was a T-side smoke, Ben. They just gave them the info that he was lurking on the site. Oh no. Things could have been different, but instead they're going awfully. Meanwhile, the last 2 T's, they're crumbling. There's nothing happening here. It's just a whitewash on the pistol, really, for Forza, as Kicker is killed by Jerry. They will take that round.
I'm kind of curious. So the 2 players that were left had no armor, right? So Sanji gets the bomb planted. I was thinking, okay, he's got a Molotov. They're probably thinking last ditch. We might be able to get to Apo and then use it there. But he threw it to like backtracks, but not. It was like in an awful position.
Yeah.
Like a really bad one. But yeah, as you said, a bit of a whitewash. CT side for Forza, 1-0 already. VP, they'll be buying too.
What a good opening round there, pistol. The buyers come straight back through. Obviously, as they did get the bomb planted, they have money, and they might as well splash the cash a little bit. So it's double Galil, AK Scout, and then Deagle with utility for Yekindar. Meanwhile, on the Forza side of things, it's Scout, Org, M4, Famous, MP9. They're really going for a bit of a gun game round. Nades being chucked out, tons of damage done to the T side, all of them getting quite low, but they trade equally on the frag so far until Kicker kicks it into overdrive, trying to up the speed and aggression. Paranoid after taking damage, flicks back around, but won't be able to do much with that. The Org's firing down as well, and they're getting them low, but they're not finishing them. Talking of finishing, it seems like this round is already over. VP, they've stormed in with utmost confidence, and it's left on Flit. Can he make himself famous on the clutch with the Famous and hit him with ferocity? Instead, he's being tagged, stunned by the Scout, and stuck in position by the oil train, and there is going to be a spill of his blood, Ben, beheaded there by the Deagle.
So them going towards B just reminded me of the game we saw from Forza and Train already this tournament against Espada, where Almeza was abused towards that B site. He was actually isolated quite a lot.
Yeah.
He was very rarely getting a kill whilst being there alone. And that was the same just then. Jerry came in with a rotate and got a kill. Almeza just did damage and that was it, which is never good enough as the B player. So I'm going to just go ahead and assume we're going to see a lot of B play from VP going through on this half. Looks like it's going to be more of that as well.
Firing off the early shots. Sanji jumps into action, charges down, but Almeza, beautiful play right now with a double CZ kill. Jerry comes out, and the pistols are punishing each and every one of them, Ben. They're all being blown to bits, and Jerry gets the frag with the Deagle. He passes back the AK to him. And my God, have they slain. Jesus, that was some deadly, deadly plays with the hand cannon there.
Almeza does enough. He gets the 2 kills, and then Jerry arrives just in time with the Deagle.
Big man, Jerry.
Almeza MVP plays right there, though. Right at the end, he threw the AKs back, and that they retrieved both AKs and the Galil. So really nice to see. But that's a disaster, though, from VP's point of view. You try to abuse B again. You fail to get the entries and the trades. Difficult to gauge that, and that's not what you wanted, though. You managed to revert that pistol round loss, and it's immediately reverted back again.
Yekindar spots the jump shot there onto face crack as he's trying to reposition the T's, coming out in full force now as they're armed like warlords, causing carnage on the site as they're picking them to pieces. Only 2 men remain. This is going to be another switch back on the rounds. They're only going to be winning one. Doesn't seem like there's an opportunity for Forze to actually string two together now. As the bomb's planted, the T's are already in good post-plant positions. The Flit, trapped towards A2. Almeza's in close connector. Peeks out and spots Kicker behind E-Box. But can he rewire him? Oh, the Molotov could certainly cause a little bit of an electrical fire as he's trying to cross back towards Pop Dog. Almeza's traded, though. It's only James that's fallen. Flit, at this point, it's just about survival.
Survival is actually very needed. He does get that second kill as well. But Forze not given a chance to breathe for a second that round. Yekindar straight out towards Red Train. He wide swings, gets that lovely kill on the jump. But Forze, they're going to be buying here. Exipar's already got that AWP out. Almeza can buy himself. Flit can actually drop one, but his utility would be quite weak. I imagine it's Forze on the Forze side of things as well. Let's see. 2-2 already. Essentially looking like we're going to have more of a bloodbath like we saw it the last time these two teams met on train. VP started on the CT side in that circumstance, and they lost the half 8-7. So the question is, will we see back and forth rounds like this for a while, or do we see one of the teams actually win out in the battle of attrition?
Already a lot more scrappy, especially compared to Mirage. I think at this point, you just take all the other maps out of your mind, you play it as a best of one. It looks worlds apart from the other games we've seen. Facecrack's gone for a Mag 7. Will he be able to do any damage? No. Adren, straight bypassing him, killing him. Jerry, actually walking into the backline though. Regains Pop Dog control. Got behind, but did he realise that Yekindar was out? Yekindar's pushed the whole way up. Walking past Hell. He can peer round through stop sign and get a free frag, potentially even more, as he slaughters the second. XC Power has been sent to bed with a goodnight kiss from Yekindar. And it's just left on Almeza and Jerry. Jerry coming back from Pop Dog, looking to try and punish with his M4, but he's not making any more noise. Kicker will kill him. Almeza's trapped, struggling as he slips side to side by the ladder. He's eventually slayed by Sanji. Finally, 2 rounds are actually chained together as VP will take it 3-2.
And I believe that is actually the attrition war 1. Forze, they shouldn't actually be buying into this one. Full regular pistols coming out. So VP looking very good. Not letting that the Mirage defeat actually affect them. Yekindar, though, he's been the clinical man, hasn't he? He's been the man at getting the entries, destroying the map control for the CT side.
Yekindar walking up. The angle is being played. It's being watched there. The trade comes back, though. He will get the kill. Doesn't matter that he was ready for that one. Good opening pick. They've left the bomb as well, so no one's seen that. They don't know exactly what the T's are up to, but they just need to take these ranged firefights. Pick off the pistols from a distance and don't give them a chance to overwhelm you. Oh, hello. Does he have the trigger discipline for it? He tries to get in the best possible position before he tries to strike. But it's only one. No quick transition. No more damage done.
Yeah, he had a good opportunity to get 2 there, but does only get that 1 as mentioned. They do get a kill back, Almeza and Sanji. But then they do just kind of give themselves away instead of making VP make the move themselves. Should just be a matter of time before Exibar falls as well. Oh, he actually got Yekindar. Okay, so that's 3 kills. That's really good damage then. Because 2 is the mark where it's like, okay, you're still making a good profit off of it. But 3, you force 2 or 3 rebuys, obviously. And sometimes that's a case of actually some players dropping as well. Which you do see there. Let's see, what can Forze do? XC Power is only on the scout here. A potential hindrance.
Face crack. Waiting for the push to come towards him, but Yekindar that goes down. Slaying through the smoke there as the M4 will rattle off a couple of heavy hitting shots. The T side at least left slightly weaker this time around. They're creeping up. You've got the Lurker and Sanji towards Ivy. The bomb's on James. James just holding. Sanji goes down, exposed behind the server rack as take straight shot to the face. Power watching the upper run out with a scout. Quick turn to try and get away from the flashbang. Kicker bypasses the CT hold though. He's actually got out. Oh, he kills Power. He's set up for the second. If Face Crack peeks on Connector, he might be able to clean it up. But Adren does damage. 3 versus 3. So close to really being able to punish. But in the meantime, it's James time. He goes running out through main, plants the bomb. We'll be able to drop the molly as well. Back to buy extra time from Pop Dog. Got it planted. It's a 1 versus 3 for him to try and clutch it. Detonate that bomb to take the round. The CT's realizing what has occurred. They rotate. Peeks out on Pop. Kills Jerry with the first. Striking with the AWP. Charges out, but he's blind. Dazed and confused. Trapped up against the wall and sprayed upon by Face Crack. The defuse in the meantime will be found by Flit. It goes 4-3. Only 1 round difference between the two sides currently.
Very big round to find though. Opening kills were the main benefactor there. Pause coming through. This is a tactical pause. I'd imagine on the VP side of things. 4-3 still in favor of VP the scoreline. Bar does retrieve that AWP as well, so that's a very good pickup. But interesting to see this. So I mentioned it on Mirage how if James doesn't have the AWP, he becomes like a lurker. But sometimes it does feel like he does that anyway on T side. He's very much doing his own thing, and then everybody else does their own like wolf pack play. So in a circumstance like that, it's like, how does he have the bomb when he's like the solo man? I thought he'd be like on his way to B, because Kicker got all the way out. Adren gets the second kill too. That B bomb site should have been theirs.
Game. The Dragon Lore back in his hand. Let's see if this is going to be a play will adore. Peeks out early, looking for the initial frag. Power didn't actually spot the cross, I don't believe. Kicker. Oh, he can take the strike and overpowers them. They're crumbling. The CT side being broken and busted right now as the T's are looking so much hotter off the presses. Lit with the flick back around, already pre-firing, expecting to spam them down as they're charging out of Ivy. Almeza behind the stop sign needs to try and quell this oncoming attack as he waits for the push. There's finally been a bit of a lull in the battlefield, a slowdown. They're peeking. They're fighting on the facing angles that really favor the T's. Jerry stuck on the bomb train with just the shotgun as well. There's not anything he can really do. That's only 1 casualty for VP. A much more reactive round there, playing a lot more aggressive.
They can't stop Yekindar. Like, the round before, they kill him through the smoke, but he just does the same thing again and then finds a kill from it. Like, I don't know how they're not able to actually catch him off and just stop him in his tracks. He's not getting help from his team or anything. James very nearly getting the multi-kill there as well. He tagged Jerry behind Almeza. Oh my gosh. Oh, how'd he miss?
Ben!
How did he miss that?
Oh, that's absolutely shocking. Jerry. On him with the deagle as well. So he'll get the headshot off. And it's a 4 versus 3. Jerry set ablaze as he has to try and bounce out of there. Flit slowly working his way up. Clean kill with the P250. That's an upgrade to the AK as well. Pushes round to the white train. He's taking another peek, and I thought he might have had it, but James deals with him. Shoots back on the AWP. And it's massively favouring the T's from this point. They haven't got the bomb down yet, but it eventually will be planted. Nexty Power. No AWP. No fun for this man. Just an AK and a dream. But without armor, the aim punch will affect him. He sprays in the air. He goes down. BP, they get another round, and the buy will come back out from Forze.
So the point that I had before we actually went into this map was how the CT side was very important in 3 of the last 4 matchups on this map. It was important because that's where the majority of the rounds were won. However, things seem to have changed in that last matchup where it was T-sided. And now it's looking like the very same again. Forze needs to change something up because Yekindar has just been running riot in that yard area. This is the first round where he's not actually just ran out and just caused the ruckus.
Exy power. Trying to go aggro with the AWP. Good timing. Executes Yekindar. That's a big opening frag. Molotov response. That will at least force him out. He'll have to evacuate the building and drop the smoke to shroud the angle so he can't be charged upon. VP. They're a bit fragmented into this. Playing more for the split and pick this time, where a lot of map control has been taken by Forza. Talking of map control, Sanji, he sprints in. He was beelining it towards CT, but he's spotted by Jerry. And overthrown in a matter of seconds, but the response is absolutely brilliant. Shot after shot. The T's, they fill up the kill feed, Ben. And they're looking to just lock this one down.
Kicker's on a bit of a mad one on train so far. He's been popping off towards that B site, especially. And Flit, there's not much he can do, really. He'll have to probably try and walk through that smoke if he wants to try and win the round, but walking through smoke's never a fantastic idea. Usually a situational one, and this time he's not going to make that play. Probably looking to save that AWP, which James has his eyes locked on. It's a right-hand peek for Flit, so he might have an advantage in that sense. There we go. Still needs to get the AWP, though.
Bit. Goes into Pop Dog, gets another kill onto Adren. Grabs the AWP, but he's got to get away. Just trying to get out of there into a better spot. Still worried about where Kicker can be. He spots him, but he flicks too far. Has to hide behind the bomb tray now, knowing he's being pushed. Trying to stay alive. Spams into the feet. But he survives. Keeps that gun. Forze coming out. Probably from Forze's side, right? Surely at this point, they're trying to slow it down, talk about it, take a fresh approach to the game.
That should be the case. They need to think about the actual buy, right? You've saved the AWP. It's all well and good, but what do you do with it? What do you buy alongside it? Flit's going to go with the Scout. He already had armor anyway. VP, I mean, I guess the main difference maker, though, that can be considered is the last matchup in Train did not have Yekindar. It was Buster. So that yard control, the yard pressure that had been applied, was probably not there last time. Let's see though. Yekindar has the same spawn he has before, but he's got a Mach 10 this time. It looks like they're probably going to go towards B.
Mach 10 on Yekindar. Yeah, he should probably just be sent, right? Just swing in. Oh! Hello. All right. Admin, he's doing it sideways. He's out onto the site. Jerry, left sideways as he's on the ground. Almeza from a distance with a CZ, not the prime position to try and splam with. This should be a lot easier, though, if he can actually hit the shots, but he can't. Adren! The nade! Oh, he chucks it up there, Ben!
Good trade frag, though.
That was clean. Yeah, good trade. Gets it back into a spot of a... I mean, that's mental. Oh. At this moment, he knew. He messed up.
Well, that's synced nicely to Flit dying as well. Exy power, it's the same AWP they did save, right? The likelihood of him falling quite slim. Only playing nearby is Sanji, he's already taken care of kick up. But VP, they don't need to force like this hunt, really. They can just keep building up the money.
I mean, someone's got to help Forza kill the T's at this point, right?
Yeah, I'd hope so. Because right now it's not really doing great. Facecrack and Almeza, two of the names that are not really delivering on Train so far.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's been the same throughout the series. They've both been bottom. The man that you don't expect to frag, Jerry, he's actually he's 48 and 48 right now for the entire series, including this map. So he's in a very good position. Like early on, he was also the reason why they won that third round, right? The force buy. He got 3 deagle kills on the actual attack.
Yeah, yeah. It's also like, as you touched on, Kicker, 14-5, 103 ADR, looking ridiculously good. He's given momentum to that VP side, and it's certainly something they needed. They had to have someone step up. He seems to have volunteered himself as tribute. They'll need to tribute to him after this with the way he's been playing. Sanji, surely he falls here, trapped. Doesn't matter if he attempts to flash himself out. No shenanigans, no escape, no survivors. 3 versus 3. Almeza back on the org. Kills Kicker as a wall bang him down. We're still 3 versus 3. In the overall fight, XE Power, though, he's ready on the angle. He's done this quite a few times, but he's still being able to pull it off. Eliminates Jame. Yekindar walks out, hiding behind E-Box. Hasn't been spotted. None of the CTs know of his location yet, and he's not in an angle where he'll be seen from Almeza either. So he can actually just walk up here, slaughter XT Power, forces it into the 1 versus 1. He's seen him. He knows exactly where Almeza is, but it depends how he operates in this fight. A bit of a panic spam. Composes himself to get the kill in the end, though. Grabs the AWP for Jame. That's a 5-round streak now achieved as it goes 9-3 on the T side for VP.
Yeah, 9 rounds already on the board. Looking scary. This is the most T rounds won by either of the sides in the previous matchups on Train. And it's looking like it'll probably be more than that as well. That nade should do decent damage, although slightly behind, so it doesn't reach. 3 CTs advancing up to B ramp. This would be bad news. Kicker only gets the 1, so there's actually an advantage for Forza. Can they get much done from that advantage, though? A different story.
Yekindar. He walks around the corner. This time, Flit isn't playing on the ladder. He's on the ground. Boots on ground, 5-7 in hand. Ready to try and grind down the opponent. He'll take a nice couple of shots, and he does actually pull it off. Clean headshot from the close angle. Upgrades back to another weapon, so this puts the swing even more in favor of Forza. Especially when Face Crack's doing things like this with the AK. Close angle wins the firefight over Sanji. At the very least, it's a 4th round, Ben.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it? Right? You need to get some rounds on the board, at the very least. They know where Jame is, though. The hunt is actually on. XE Power above. Face Crack from Ali. This is prime Jame time. And obviously they do know of his whereabouts. It's an easy kill found. 3 AKs and an AWP retrieved by Forza there. That's incredible looting right there as well.
Nine to 4. Molotov goes down. Yekindar straight out through main, but he's bested again. The cracks are starting to show, displaying that they are definitely mortal, at least, on VP in these later rounds. Flash in, deep towards main. They're actually going to push. But they stop. Just on the lip. Don't overcommit to it. Kicker, he's allowed to swing wide and get a kill onto Jerry. Straight back up, Pop Dog as well to get out of there. The 3-on-4. Got a minute on the clock.
Yeah, it's a difficult round to gauge, isn't it? Like, just from the CT point of view. Jerry gets those 2 kills to start it off, right? And then he gets traded, but obviously there's no chance for a CT retrade. XePower's watching this angle, so it shouldn't be possible for James to do anything. He'll walk into his crosser regardless. This should be the 5th on the board for Forza, but the question is Sanji, is he able to damage much? I don't think there's much to damage in that economy. There we go. So VP is going to be like a pistol buy or something for the last round of the half. So I mentioned it was the most T rounds won in the previous matchups on Train. It was 8 before. Well, actually 7 it was for VP. So Forza are probably thinking, okay, well, this is the same as what we had last month, pretty much. We only had 7 CT rounds, or 8 CT rounds even. 6 isn't much different if we can get there. Let's see.
Split with a peek. Kills the Dren on the face. He wins the opening firefight. Can they close it out? 9-6. Or is it going to be 10-5? Flit. Still stuck at Ivy, playing with the timing. Shoots out the warning shot so Sanji can get away, but he holds. Still playing towards the garbage bags right now. And eventually makes his leave. Rest of the T's trickling their way back around towards ramp, though. Over on that B site. The 2-man setup. XE Power with the AWP. Assisted by Almeza.
Shouldn't really be possible to get into this B-bomb site. That smoke will come through. That's actually the one-way one as well, so you can peek through the bottom left side of it as a T. And that leaves that gap file maze to abuse as well.
Oh, kill from the top of the train. Big headshot. He brains James. It's just Yekindar and Kicker left. Obviously, they don't have any firepower either.
They're back-to-back.
He's walked straight past him. Ben, look at the discipline as well. Oh, this man could be ruthless. As he reveals himself and strikes on the first. Deagle to the dome. Lit won't be breathing anymore. Unfortunately, that shot won't land. He tries to get the follow-up with the sidearm, but the 50 cal won't be wrecking face today. Instead, it's face crack that smashes back. 9-6 at the half. Forze. It was a grind towards the end there. An absolute slog. A bog job of 3 rounds in a row. They keep it close at least. It's better than it could have been. We get into the second half.
I feel like the pistol round is awfully important here. Well, actually, not just the pistol round, but the 3 rounds following it.
Yeah.
So round 16, 17, 18, that area. If either team is able to pick up all 3, we could either see VP run away with it or Forze actually force the game here. So that's the B connector smoke coming through. Kicker's in a really good position, though.
Oh, Kicker. Ooh. I mean, you would have thought he would have actually been able to punish, but just on the run, the Glocks executing them as they play with sheer speed. The velocity is unmatched. And this could be a flawless pistol round for Forze.
Very similar to what we saw in the first half, I think, right? It was pretty much the same. Exibar getting 2 kills with the P250, making it a 3rd potentially. Nope, James does take him down. Shouldn't really be much in this, right?
No, not really. I mean, they're peeking him 1 by 1. As soon as they group up and they actually have a chance to swing onto him, he will die, and that's that. 9-7. Game in a much better spot. Forze comes out. A lot of typing there. Makes you think this could be more of a technical ball. Yeah.
No word of what this one actually is. The usual one has been actually TeamSpeak issues as well. Hopefully not too long in terms of actual delay there. Still no word from the admin team, but nevertheless, so Forze win the pistol. They've now won both pistols, as we mentioned. It's now technically 4 rounds in a row that they won here as well. Obviously the biggest streak for them during this actual map. VP, we're seeing no evidence of what they're going to buy just yet. We can see Flitzer would got AK armor. He is typically the man that's trusted with the AK armor as well. He's been playing very well this entire tournament, this map as well.
Yeah, he deserves it. Like, he's certainly been hitting some of the shots. Been looking good. It's crazy it's come all to this point, though. It's so close, obviously, just 2 rounds between them both. And this will be the decider. This is the final map of the series. So whoever gets this is getting that last spot that is available for the European Showdown. A lot riding on this map here. A lot riding on this last half, really. Here we go, then. Seems like the issue has been resolved and we're ready to carry on. VP, firepower-wise, it's a lot more restricted. It's 3 Deagles, 2 Scouts. For Forze, they're out in full force. Mac 10s for speed, AKs for the firepower, the stopping power they have. And they're actually going heavy Ivy. The first time they've really committed to an aggressive Ivy take. Exi Power led the charge. Both of the Mac 10s supported by 1 rifle there. They put pressure on early. There is a reaction. They've done damage. Yekindar's on 46. He peeks around the smoke, though. The confidence still there. Swings into action and obliterates Exi Power.
Very nice kill to find. Yekindar, he seems very comfortable in this map as well. It's similar to how he was in Dust 2. Knows his way around quite nicely. Let's see if VP can find much else. Contact is found. They're waiting for Yekindar though. Unfortunately, they kill him. So that's very weird though, because you're going to be like, okay, he got a kill towards Ivy, but he's towards B right now. Which is why we're seeing the confusion. They're going back towards A. They think it's a B stack.
All down pop. Adren. Oh, this man Will the adrenaline kick in, and will he be able to go sicko mode with the second, the Deagle? Damaging everyone. Disgusting things being created here as he opens up the round, but it starts to shut back down James with the scout. Sure, he can tag him, but he can't quite bag him. And Forza, they pick it back up. Adren was the lifeline, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. 2 rounds on the trot there since turning the sides for Forza. 9-8 being the scoreline. They're 1 away from tying it up. And this should be that round. They're making a ton of money out of this as well, potentially, Ben. 4 Mac 10s. Going straight gangster.
Straight down ladder. It's just a fast A take. Fast yard control going to be taken. The Mac 10s out of ladder should be coming out soon. Flip. Opens things up. We should be seeing the scoreline even up at 9-9 here.
Ooh. XE Power gets dinked, but he's still able to compose himself and overcome as he flicks back around with the Mac 10 to murder 1. Jerry going on the aggressive play as well as he bursts around the corner, waving the Mac 10 to send him to sleep. And Yekindar, the last CT remaining. And this boy in blue needs to keep his distance as Forza, they're hunting, trying to charge him down. Just lurking towards T-spawn. Is watching the run out as well, so if Almeza goes for this, he should be able to get a couple of taps out with a P250. He's also on 65 HP, so I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if anything can happen from this. I mean, a P250 means he does have a chance. Almeza's trying to make distractions so he doesn't think anybody's close, which is actually really nice to think about. So Almeza jumping around caused Yekindar to think, oh, they might be coming from above. They're just jumping around. But Axibar gets the kill. He was already only on 14 health as well. And they keep all 4 Mac 10s. Right, this is a true bonus round. And like I said, it's game on now, 9-9.
Fast speed bombardment, that's the call. They're going all out. It's open. It's their land. But eventually the rotation comes around. Kicker is fast on his feet and he's ferocious with the M4. Puts 2 of them to sleep and allows James to take a disgusting peek. A pixel angle and a headshot found as he cracks the cranium and leaves them in quite a dangerous area. 2 versus 4 outnumbered and nearly losing another man as well. Jerry through the smoke was stunned. The head there is available to be shot. Lit was peeking over the top of the smoke. Sanji will spot it. Sanji finishes him. It goes 10-9. VP, they get that round on the retake. Beautiful damage on the entry and a very easy cleanup. Mopping them up like a spilt drink. 1 by 1, they're all gone.
The fact that Kicker's able to get into the bomb site and still get 2 and damage is kind of crazy because he was there late. He went towards Z to throw a grenade for his team towards outside. So the bonus round not quite able to come through. They did get a plant as well, so the bonus is okay. It's not that bad. Here's the real buy though. This is the real big one. VP knocked down their lost bonus with that 1 round win. They need to string 2 together to start building that economy. Ooh, face crack. Trying to do his best Yekindar impression, but obviously the man who does Yekindar best is Yekindar, who sprays him straight through the smoke.
Yeah, beats himself there. Trust nobody, not even yourself. 5 versus 4. Forza. Lower pace off the back of that. Fragmented, of course. If you got the opening pick, who knows? Maybe they would have kept the tempo rolling. Instead, they try and dial it back a little bit, but this is where it could turn once again. Trade game being played. And this still favors VP. They're outnumbering the T's. And they're still hitting their shots. Adren goes aggro towards Ivy, gets contact against Flit. Not going to be breathing anymore. Almeza fires back with the AWP, but it won't connect. No annihilation being caused. Very on the peak from Pop Dog, and nope. Nothing for the T side, Ben. They can't get their groove on in this round.
Yeah, not able to string anything together. And Yekindar gets a triple on that round. Silence M4 towards that outside area. Very deadly when you're spamming those smokes. 11-9 advantage now. And Forza, they've got money, but you might as well just save 1 and then buy next. Let's see then. Ford Eagles Tech 9. What can they do with these pistols? There can't be too much room for operation. They're going to go towards Ivy, and I think Yekindar's going to peek behind that molly. Oh my word.
Yekindar! Because Yekin destroy every single one of them! But he's struggling a little bit, Ben! The blunders! What is going on? As he's been killed by the Tech 9, James has to rotate in, and this man has ferocious flicks as he cleans up the first back onto Almeza. Jerry trades on Adren in the meantime. And this round has been full of mistakes from either side, but James keeps the ball rolling. He's the only one that's putting up a defense right now, and they're peeking him one by one, giving him chances, and of course he's going to run away with them as he sends XE Power down. Just flit left, he sprints away. Eagle in hand, 5 HP. What can he even do?
Shouldn't be able to do anything. It'll be timing between him and Kickert's contact. Looks like he's bypassed that situation for now. But Kickert, depending if he checks on his right-hand side, yeah, Jane will find it anyway. 12-9 though. There was a chance for Yekin to actually get a lovely little clip, but unfortunately not quite there. Tactical pause coming through, Forze's side, I believe. Let's see then, 12-9. Forze, they made it game on, didn't they, by winning the first 3, but they couldn't quite capitalize from that point onward.
Yeah.
The question is, what do you go for in this scenario? So you know James Orp is a prevalence on the map. He's playing more towards the A side of things. And Yekindar seems to be the Ivy player. The issue is with Train, like the A executes and stuff, they're not that great. Everybody seems to focus on the B ones more than anything, but they are very predictable. You kind of know when they're coming. Is the only issue. Let's see them.
Okay, round 22. There's an AWP on XE Power, there's an AWP on Jame. For Forza, what will they do that can turn the tide? Is there any opportunity for them to get a little bit more rambunctious, be a bit more aggressive? Face Crack went for some audacious attacks on the previous round that didn't work for him. Early on into this, though, we've already seen a 3-player rotation towards B. 3 of them there, building up the defenses. So if they are charged by T's, they won't topple as easily. There's also a push out of Ivy. Yekindar, he's walked his way out and is playing on an elevated angle.
It's a very nice angle to actually have as well in terms of map control. So the B stack by VP, they should cancel on that B stack now, if I'm perfectly honest. The smoke's coming outside, they need to rotate. They're going to have to play retake.
The good thing is, Yekindar, he was pushed so far out, as soon as he saw the smokes come in, he expected an additional man, spots him, and slays him, leaving it a bit harder here for the T's. Sure, they've got the sight control and blocked off the vision. They're already down a man, and they're down a second as well. As XE Power is spammed onto by Adren, they plant the bomb, and the retake starts to emerge. Playing on the bomb train, Jerry and co need to hold their own, but they're being pushed and absolutely executed. Each and every one of them's falling. It's up to Face Crack to win it. Trapped in a 1 versus 5. He's low already, Ben. He peeks around the smoke, and Yekindar will do him in. That's the defuse. That's the 13th. VP soaring ahead. Getting closer and closer. They can almost taste that spot. They want to go to the Blast Showdown, and it looks like if they carry on like this, they might as well be.
Looking like that'll be the case. The plant does allow Forza to go for a bit more of a half buy again, but it feels like there's no way they get back into this. If you're the VP, they're landing all the shots needed. They're much more confident on the peaks. Forza are quite hesitant to take the fights right now. A lot of players towards B this time, walking. So maybe a B execute. There's an MP5 in play. Bit interesting.
They are getting ready for their ramp burst. They want to maraud their way out and stake a claim as this being their bomb site. Response is early from Kicker to drop a Molotov. It has to be extinguished and the smokes come in. Kicker, he needs to display his ferocity as he wants to cause atrocities, but there's a trade kill. Unfortunately, one of them's a TK as well, as Face Crack is executed by his squad. It's an awkward cacophony of kills that are coming through as the Tech 9 causes turmoil, and we're down into a 2-on-2. Jane with a P250 swings wide to execute Jerry. XE Power up close and personal, misses with a pistol. It's not going to be a big impact frag. Instead, It's a sad state of affairs. They lose out on that one. The 14th round goes over to VP. They're 1 away from match point, 2 away from closing down the map. Forza, at least they have money. They can reinvest back into it. They'll be able to get the AKs out on parade. But it's got to be better, Ben. They can't afford to keep losing these rounds. They physically don't have any buffer left.
This is true back against the wall territory right here. Early smokes towards outside, a lot of flashes used. They're just going to go out one T main, perhaps. They're trying to send a fake towards B as well. A lot of utility expended early on. And this is the actual territory control they're trying to get. Almeza, he does play his ladder, and he gets the kill. Sanji, bit of a misplay there.
Ekindar, however, the true God King on the server. The man has been an absolute monster, and once again, he gives it to him raw. No trivia. He cuts his way through the first, playing behind the stop sign and ready for more as they start to overwhelm. Him and Adren popping off, doing the damage. They've weakened them so much. They're all low on that T side. Base crack falls, Yekindar's traded, and we're into a 2 versus 2 as Flip will fling himself into the forefront of the action, attacking with the AK and annihilating Adren. Bomb gets planted as well. But he spammed down. He didn't expect the peak. No one was watching towards Pop Dog. And Kicker, that might have been match point 1 off the back of that individual play. It's up to Jerry to go huge here. But can he juice them, turn them into a pulp? Or will it be him losing the round in the clutch? 1 versus 2. He had the timing as he peeked out, swung wide, but no kill onto the Pop Dog Punisher. Kicker will get the kill. James straight on the defuse. 15 rounds accumulated for VP. 1 away from getting the spot at the showdown and beating Forza 2-1.
This could be it. Could be a 69 on the cards here. A 2-1 potentially. Consider how one-sided Mirage was as well. Forza, they looked so good on it. Yeah, Train, just a different story. Let's see then. Same grenades being used. Player not actually going to go out towards outside. Yeah, there we go. So Almeza is the same man there. The difference is, though, James did control upper last time. And this time, Facecrack runs out and he gets killed immediately. This is not the first time we've seen them do that on Train, actually. They did that a lot during Espada's game.
XC Power runs through the AWP and gets the upper hand on the situation there, at least over Adren. Equalizes it with the total kills, keeping him on 4 men aside. XC Power, beautiful flick. That one's disgusting. The wrist breaker coming out. And it seems like he's reinvigorated. Potentially the whole Forza squad is as well. They're picking up entries. They sprint towards the site. And Kicker trying to kill them all as he does so much damage. Ben, the hat trick! They're scared to death. They're scared to look. They're shook as Kicker, he knows there's no such thing as halfway crooks right now. Annihilating everyone. It's just on XC Power. The 1v1. He's got to win it with the AWP. He's had 2 opportunities, but he can't land the shots. He keeps it close, hiding behind the E-box as the train is set ablaze. But this man is really trailblazing right now. There it is. The final frag from Kicker as he smashes him in the face. 16-9. VP, they take the series in a 2-1 split. The final spot of the Blast Showdown is going to VP as they've won it. They walk away as the victors, the champions of the CIS Cup, Ben.
What a way to end it, actually, from Kicker. I mean, that 3-kill spree that he just went on. How on earth does he make that happen? Like, especially the Molotov just didn't spread to him, did it? It just didn't.
No.
What? 16-9 though, 2-1 in the series. VP. They will be going to the Spring Showdown, as you mentioned. They'll be going to that group with Fnatic, Mouse Dignitas, Mad Lions. That starts on Monday as well. They're not going to have much downtime. Tomorrow is the only gap that we have for them. Just think about Forza though, right? They won Mirage so easily. And then Train was just a different beast, evidently.
Man. We had such a weird variety of games in the series. Dust 2 being the classic VP Dust 2 that we've had throughout the entire tournament, right? Where it feels like it's such a slog for them. They're always fighting an uphill battle, and they eventually draw it back to win it in the latest possible rounds. Then we go on to Mirage, and that is just Forza's playground. They were running around looking like they had weapons of mass destruction, whilst VP just had Nerf guns. They were fighting with pots and pans, Ben, and they couldn't do anything. Then finally on Train, way more scrappy. way more rounds where we're swinging back and forth, unsure of who's going to be in charge. It went like 1-1 countless times where they were trading rounds, and for it to end in that situation where it's two players that have been playing their hearts out the entire series, struggling to get a clutch to close it down or keep themselves in the game, and Kicker clutches it like that. Quite a poetic end for it. I think VP, they have proved they deserve it, at least taking the victory over Forza. Overall, looking really good on train there. A complete change of the equation.
As well as that, it's worth considering that obviously they only dropped the one map this entire tournament, and that was that one map in the final. So, you know, in terms of actually trying to go flawless, that's basically as close as you can get, right? You know, 2-1. I'm just trying to think how they'll match up again, because this is like the whole thing was Yekindar being a part of the team now. That was going to be like the big talking point for everybody. So they're going to actually be able to test that straight up against teams like Fnatic, which is going to be interesting to see just across the board. And it also opens the questions regarding what happens with Sanji. Like, that he's the player that they've been saying might be on the way out if Buster comes back too. So it's a bit of it's going to be an interesting few months for them, put it that way.
It certainly will. I think overall they look good. I mean, definitely deserving of the spot off the performance they put up there going into the showdown. It will be a hard one though, especially obviously the group they go into straight away. It's going to be a hard-fought fight. By no means that going to be easy. And as you said, it's also the fact they get 1 day off before it kicks off. So, I mean, hopefully they carry this on, right? At least Yekindar, because man, he's looked sick the whole tournament. Like he's been absolutely fantastic.
There was a little hint of the problems we've been seeking from him, where picking up the AWP, right?
With the unnecessary double AWP setups, where they took him off a rifle. Yeah,
he had that in that last round just then. I was going to comment about it, but Kicker thankfully saved the day. It's the Nico/Shocks curse, I like to call it, because those are two players who seem to do it quite a lot. But he just needs to understand, like, you've got Jane. Like, I mean, it doesn't stop Shocks from taking it from Zywu, does it, I guess? So, nevertheless, he's a fantastic rifler. I'm interested to see how, his progression, how good can he get as well.
Yeah, hopefully he does just stick to the rifling side of things, though, because especially with his type of playstyle, where it's very aggressive, very in your face, tries to take these unorthodox angles, and most of the time he hits them because he's got sickeningly good aim, you want to keep him on a rifle. It's a lot more mobile. It plays to that. You give him an AWP, you're restricting him too much and putting him on a leash, right? It just doesn't make sense as a choice to go for. But there you go. That's the end. We finally reached this point. After 6 days of competition, obviously, we've closed it down. We do know who our winning team is, as VP have won the whole thing, Ben. They've definitely deserved it, winning with a 2-1 scoreline over Forza in the end in the grand final. They've got their spot at the 2020 European Showdown. The banger. Have you enjoyed yourself, mate?
It's been good. I mean, these are CIS teams that I'd seen quite a bit during the road to Rio, right? Course, and then just seeing some more of them get expanded on, like Navi Junior. That's one of the teams I hadn't seen play in the past. And obviously, one win, they provided some interesting play. I think more methodical compared to the normal CIS style.
Yeah, that's true.
But the two names that we expected have come through, and obviously VP do finally take it. It was just going to be a case of who's better on the day, and today it was VP.
Definitely deserved overall, but that is it. It's the end of the tournament, and unfortunately, it's the end of the CIS Cup as well. So if you've enjoyed yourself, I'm glad. I hope you had a good time. We did too. It's been great, obviously, every morning coming in, being able to guide through these games, but all good things have to come for an end. Unfortunately for VP, though, this is just the beginning. They've won the battle, but they still need to go on to win the war, as they've got their spot at the showdown, but it only gets harder from here. By no means does it get easier. Thank you so much for tuning in, though, of course. From me and Ben, we are done. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show and want to let us know, head over to Twitter, of course. You can find Blast at Blast Premiere, hashtag Blast Premiere if you've enjoyed it and want to send in some tweets. Of course, you can also find me and Ben with the Twitter ats that are up on screen, at Jackie Esports and at SEO. Do hope you've enjoyed everything. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, congratulations to Virtus.pro. We'll see you, hopefully, another time.